Vinny.
He went yesterday.
You're late.
No,
you know that, right?
I'm late, but he's just as late, but he's making it seem like I'm some...
Like you're 20 years
Exactly.
late. Like you're so late.
Hey, you think you are?
Ow.
Huh? You gotta see it. Oh, it's fine, I understand. But don't be talking like you're some veteran of the movie. You know what I'm saying, Terry?
I hear ya.
Comes in, one of the first things he says to me is, he looks at me all like I'm way on the out, and he goes, have you seen Jackass yet? And I'm like, no, I'm going to get around to it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, when did you see it? And I knew the answer. It was, you saw it yesterday. But you're making it seem like you saw it the minute it came out. And he's looking at me like, oh my gosh.
You're missing out.
You haven't seen it yet? You saw it yesterday. Don't talk like you're so tough. I mean, that's the kind of thing you say if you were waiting online for blocks and you were there on the moment it was opened, right?
On Friday, yeah.
Then you could come to me and say, have you not seen that yet? Oh my gosh. He saw it at a matinee yesterday and he's talking all tough.
Matinee even.
Mm-hmm. You saw a matinee, I bet, right? Of course, yes. He doesn't even have a working microphone back there.
Yeah.
Would you please go into Pasty Dave's microphone and explain yourself? Explain yourself for talking so tough when you're not tough.
We'll get an order in, too.
You think you're tough? Huh, Vinny the Pooh? Your name is Vinny the Pooh, for goodness sake.
That's true, but you got to see the movie.
Don't tell me about how I got to see the movie. You saw it yesterday.
All right.
All right, thanks.
It's a good movie, though.
It's fine.
Jeez, all right, we got it.
Yeah, he had a good movie experience, is that right?
Good Jackass experience.
Okay, good Jackass experience, yes.
By the way, they do have a soundtrack and it's released today.
Oh, wow.
So run out and
Let me
get
tell
that. You haven't gotten the soundtrack yet, Vinny?
But you haven't got a soundtrack yet? He's going to come in tomorrow.
I know.
You haven't heard every song on the soundtrack yet?
I didn't realize that they
Listen,
have soundtracks
I
for Jackass.
I have every intention of seeing Jackass 2. Now, I'm having a hard time convincing my wife to go. But
well, just drag her along.
Here's Hopscotch. She got Megan to go.
Yeah, he
I even
did.
said that to my wife. I go, hot shot went with Megan. And she looks at me and she goes, well, they must have a special relationship. because I ain't going.
Oh, yeah, Megan loves when people poop on stuff.
Whoa!
Big fan.
That's what she said to me. Indicating that she ain't going.
Wow.
So I have to, find a friend or something.
So tell her, well, I'll just take my girlfriend then. Oh, that'll go over really well.
I looked at my cell phone. I wonder which person here may have a really good sense of humor.
See, the fun person under F.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's somebody who can email you through MySpace.
I should look under F for fun or S for silly. Oh, no, that's S for sex me up. Yes.
Yeah, let's not start a fight.
No, I just ended it right there.
Yeah.
Well, they must have a special relationship. Do you guys have a special relationship?
Very special.
Oh, well, that's
You don't even
nice.
know.
I would like to have a special relationship.
But then she threw on The Notebook, which you guys watched again. So.
She is definitely one person I would have never thought would enjoy the movie.
Jackass?
Hot Shots wife.
You mean
right.
Megan?
Megan, yeah.
I
Never even dawned on me.
I said the same thing to him yesterday when he told me he went to see it with her. I was like, wow. She said, oh, no, she loves that stuff. I'm like, wow. Then I gave him even a bigger, wow. Whoa.
She can name 10 of them on the show. Loves it.
Really?
She not only wants to go see the movie, she watches it all the time when when it's on MTV.
Yeah, she used to always watch it.
Okay.
You guys have a special relationship.
Very special.
Yes.
We're going to name our kid Special K.
So you enjoyed it? Okay. Now, this time, from what I'm hearing, Terry.
Yes.
I think Johnny Knoxville took a lot of heat when the first one came out, as good as it was the first time around. There was a lot of people that came down on Knoxville, Terry, because he was only in maybe 10 to 20% of the stunts, and it was like he was delegating all the hard stuff, all the dangerous stuff, all the risque and gross stuff to all the other people on the movie set there.
Oh, he didn't want to hurt himself?
Yeah, so he took a lot of heat for being a pussy.
Oh, wow. Well, okay.
So this time, and you tell me if I'm right, from what I'm hearing, he's in 80% of the stunts. He's in 80% of the stuff. Is that right? Is that fair to say?
Maybe not that much, but he definitely has something to prove in this one. He definitely doesn't mail it in, that's for sure.
Yes.
Wow. He wanted to prove to everybody that he is tough, huh?
Yeah, something like
He's
that.
the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's the man for fighting bulls.
Right.
And pooping on stuff,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Way to go.
Tim, have you not seen it yet?
Have I not seen it?
Yes.
I don't really get the storyline, so
He needs a storyline.
Nobody's dancing in it.
Nobody's in love.
Who's in love with who in this movie?
Right.
You saw the last one. He didn't really laugh that much. It was kind of weird.
You went with him?
I think he was there, wasn't he?
And he didn't laugh through the whole movie?
Well, he did
That
a little
would be-
bit, but
that
he just
would
he
be
was
odd.
We
gay.
went together, but then you and T-Man went and sat somewhere else.
Oh my God!
I remember that specifically.
He turns to you and says, "Is Johnny Knoxville going to wind up happy at the end of this movie? That's all I care about." You're a very sensitive guy, Stephen. And the fact that we were in even the same theater for Jackass 1 is rather concerning as far as I'm concerned.
Well, when you go with somebody and then don't sit by him, too, that's a little odd to me. But,
Well,
just me.
you looked rather uncomfortable, I guess, as soon as you walked through the door of the movie theater.
Could be, I don't know.
Tying a bottle rocket to your buddy's wiener and lighting it. Funny every time.
I don't see how you're not. I don't see how you're not laughing out loud at that stuff.
Jeez, man.
Now, Steven gets upset when they don't put enough golden topping on his popcorn. It ruins his entire day.
Can't even chuckle.
You may not want to buy any popcorn for this movie. Word of advice.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Rita
That's a
Poe,
little insight.
you echo those sentiments? Okay. Well, that's good movie experience advice.
Yeah, it
Do
is.
they
Eat
eat
early.
on popcorn? Is that what they do?
They do something on popcorn?
They do nothing with popcorn. You just don't want any food inside it.
All right.
Oh,
You want to go on an empty stomach, is what
You
you're saying.
probably do, yeah.
Got it.
A lot cleaner.
The T-Man Show returns after this.
Get ready!
Is the lovely Lindsay Lohan single again? She and her boyfriend Harry Morton reportedly split, or just had a fight, depending on whom you ask. The celebrity gossip gurus at TMZ.com report Lindsay was making out with Paris Hilton's ex, Stavros Niarchos, this weekend, and as she hid from photographers, Lindsay did not appreciate being asked about that.
What? Can't make out with some girl's boyfriend? Just have your privacy?
I guess not.
Please.
You're in Hollywood. What do you expect?
Huh. So wasn't Lindsay messing around with someone else? Paris messing around with one of Lindsay's exes? Or
No.
I can't keep up with this high school crap, Terry. Tell me what's going on. What am I
Paris
missing?
was making out, was seen making out with Travis Barker.
Oh, yeah, Travis Barker.
Yeah, and that's Shayna Moakler's ex from
Yes.
the Barkers, which was on MTV. or
And
something
now
like
Lindsay
that.
Lohan and all her freckles dove on into
Paris's
Stavros Niarchos.
Yeah.
Starving Niarchos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's far from starving.
Okay, yeah.
Not starving
Yeah,
at
with
all.
that bankroll.
You can usually have a good meal on about 19 billion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then there it is. What
nice.
else is what?
Nice of them all to share with everybody, though.
Oh, that's how it is nowadays. There's a smorgasbord out there, and it's wonderful. That's the way it should be, man. You take mine, I'll take yours. Let's try them all out.
Wow.
Yes.
It's a tag-in type thing.
Let me give your boyfriend a run through. Yeah, I'm tagging in.
Wow.
Tag me so I can jump all over your boyfriend's situation.
From the top rope. I'm tagging in. I'm coming from the top
You
rope.
got to. You got to come from the top rope. Superfly. Yes. What else is going on, Terry?
Laguna Beach star
Speaking of the high school crap, yes.
Jason Waller.
I can't get into the season, Terry.
Well,
Laguna
yeah.
Beach. And it's also anything on MTV, I never feel the urgency to watch it.
Right.
Because if I feel like I miss it, I can only watch it 93 more times.
Right. Every hour on the hour
Right.
after 12.
You don't worry about missing anything on MTV because they're going to replay it about 157 more times in the next month.
Yeah, I know. They do. You're right.
And I used to like Laguna Beach. I haven't this season. I'm not feeling it.
No.
What's happening on Laguna Beach?
Anyway, he has been arrested for the second time.
Who has?
Jason Waller.
Oh yeah.
This month.
He's still with Elsie.
I think he is still with her.
And
Yes.
she's got a show now.
She does have a show.
And her show watchable.
No, but I watch it.
Steven, you watch The Hills?
No.
Oh, Jesus. Do you have any idea what we're talking about?
Well, I've heard about all, yeah, sure.
Anyway,
Elsie's pretty hot.
I like her. I think she's really
Gotta
hot.
watch The Hills.
But she's kind of an idiot.
See, if I miss The Hills at any point this week, I can only watch it 33 times next week. So I really got to get going here.
You don't even need a TiVo. Just throw it away. MTV takes care of that for you.
MTV has made it so TiVo unnecessary.
but the thing is, the thing about TiVo that's nice is you can run through the commercials. You don't have to watch
Oh, okay,
them.
thank you for breaking down the concept
Right?
of the TiVo.
Kind of a
first,
joke, but okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, on Friday, he...
We were kind of just playing around, Terry, but you take everything so damn seriously
I know,
and
I
literally,
do.
then this is where we go with it.
Oh, TiVo, you could pause it.
Right.
Anyway.
Record different channels.
You can see LC's cleavage in slow motion on the TiVo.
Not the best cleavage on the show, that's for sure.
That's goes without saying. But Jason Waller's hooking up with a lot of people besides LC. He has, at least.
Yeah, he
right?
was kind of a bastard on Laguna Beach.
And he's got a serious drug problem.
He does.
Is it heroin? Is it coke? What are we dealing with here?
Oh, he loves the nose candy.
Okay.
Big fan.
Yeah, he was 3 weeks ago. He was arrested in New York on possession of controlled substance, which was the coke.
Yes.
Resisting arrest and bribery.
What was that?
Resisting arrest and bribery.
Resisting arrest and bribery?
Yeah.
Okay.
No other details on the bribery part.
All right.
Here's $100. Leave me alone.
Yes. Okay. See ya. Deal.
Anyway, he got a little rough with a tow truck driver. That's the reason this little police
Situation
incident-
came to light.
Yeah.
You got rough with a tow truck driver. What are
He
you
did.
supposed to do with a tow truck driver? They're
Well-
towing your car away. What are you supposed to do? Have tea?
Well, unless he called for a tow truck driver because his car went on the fritz or
Well, if
whatever.
you called for a tow truck driver, why would you get rough with the tow truck driver?
I don't know.
My car's broken down, but I'd like to punch you in the face before you take my car away.
Well, maybe you are angry
Thanks for
because your
showing up,
car
Bob.
broke down
Yeah,
and you had
so.
to wait an hour or 2 hours and you're pissed off.
I'm sorry. It doesn't take me very long to figure this one out, how it all shook down, Terry.
Right.
The dude was making a deal with one of his contacts, and when he looked over his left shoulder, there was his car being towed away out of a no parking spot. And he told the tow truck driver, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "I don't give a crap. I don't watch The Hills, and I don't watch LC or LB." And then that's when he pushed him, and the police came and found all the drugs on him, and all the rest happened. That's exactly how the story went. Trust
Okay,
me.
all right.
Yes.
I will. He was released on $20,000 the next day.
Okay.
So,
What if LT married LC on LB?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool, huh?
Sounds like a good deal. Might have to call the FBI.
But that guy's a perennial loser, that Jason guy. He always is getting busted.
And that's why I get so much ass.
Probably why.
The more of a loser you are, the more the ladies want you these days, baby.
such a bad boy.
Yes. It's got the good stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's going to get rough with tow truck drivers. I'm in.
Ooh.
Women cannot resist that.
I don't know if tow truck drivers are the kind of crew you want to mess with, though.
Okay.
No, kidding.
Stephen Kilbreth would never think, under any circumstances, no matter what the situation may be, to get rough with a tow truck driver.
I was even scared to ask a guy to ride in the front with him one way. I had to tow my car. So
Stephen wants to ride in the back like he's being chauffeured.
no, I was just nervous. I didn't know what he would say.
Yeah, usually you're a front seat driver, rider.
Mm-hmm.
Chit chat with people.
All right, so Jason Waller in a little bit of trouble. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay, what is he going to have to do? Pick up a couple of popsicle wrappers and call it a day, or
I
what?
don't know. I'll keep you posted on all his little.
$20,000 bail, but it's a court date coming up, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, he's got 2 court dates coming up.
Okay, well
So
then
this will
he'll
be the second one.
It sounds like to me he'll get a little community service, a little maybe 6 month to a year probation. We'll call it a day.
All
I
right.
can take care of this trial right now.
And he's thanking you now. Okay, I'm good
Thank
with
you.
that.
I better not get rough with me. Tell you that, Waller. He'll be lying underneath the wheel of a tow truck. Take on a junkie. Come on. Oh, you scare me. Anyway, what else is going on? What else?
Well, Taylor Hicks was in Seattle recently for the big American Idol. You know, they had the tryouts. and
Yes,
such.
yes.
Apparently, he pulled the infamous "Do you know who I am?" at Seattle's Union Bay Cafe because
And the waiter said, Frank Sinatra.
No, try again.
Uh-huh.
he says, "Don't you know who I am? I'm the American Idol."
Of course.
Jeez, come on. Just because the manager or whoever, the concierge or whoever told him, "Hey, just wait a minute, I'll make sure a table's ready."
Tiffany.
Yes.
Let's take calls early this morning, Terry. Because I don't want to talk about Taylor Hicks. I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
1-866-663-T-MAN is the number to call. And Tiffany has already dialed in today. Yes, Tiffany. How you doing, baby?
I'm good. Good morning.
What are you up to today? Where you driving?
Where am I driving? I'm going
You
to
going to
work.
work? What do you do?
I build PBX systems for access line communication.
Anyone get any of that?
Sounds really smart.
Yeah, geez, she's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm pretty smart.
Can you put it in more layman's terms? What do you do?
I am a computer technician for telephone operator systems.
Well,
Better?
a-da. Yes, and what can we do for you this morning?
I have a question for
What are you
Terry
wearing?
about-
What are you wearing on the job there? What are you wearing to work today?
Nothing.
What do you got on? You got nothing
Nothing.
on? Yes, I'm sure you'll make a
Nothing
big
but paint
splash
and
with the company.
sparkles.
Nothing but baby oil, what? Nothing but sparkles?
Yeah, she's
Nothing but paint and sparkles, baby.
All right, now why don't you be a little bit more serious? You're driving to work, and I'm really interested. I genuinely am concerned and inquiring about what the hell you're wearing. Now, why don't you just tell me, and let's move on with it.
Okay, I got some white sneakers, some jeans, and a Mariners Ichiro shirt on, and a coat.
Wow. Now, why don't you choose to start from the bottom? I'm just wondering. Why don't you choose to start from the toes? Who starts when describing what they're wearing, Terry? Their footwear first.
I don't know. That is odd.
That was just a little peculiar. Maybe most people would have just glossed over that, but I have a problem with it. I want to know why she chose to start with her footwear and work her way up. You start with the vagina, or you work your way out.
Ew.
Okay.
Ew.
I guess you can wear a T-shirt to work.
Okay, well, in that case, T-Man, I got tampons and, Okay, never mind.
No tampon today.
Wow. This is a good day. All right, so you have the...
That was 2 days ago, T-Man.
Oh, thanks for the update.
Mark it down on your calendar.
No wonder you're all giggly today.
Yeah.
Because you guys are so funny.
You're outside of the window. All right, so you got
Not
the...
pregnant.
Yeah. Got the white, what'd you say, tennis shoes, and then what? You got the Ichiro T-shirt, and what else? You got, it really sounds sexy.
Jeez.
And you got a coat on.
Yes.
All right. And
It's cold outside.
you work in an office with a lot of men, or what?
No, a lot of, men, but they all got glasses about 5 inches thick, and
Mm-hmm. So,
that's all.
so when I first asked you if you work with men, you said no, but then you realized, oh, wait, they are men,
Exactly.
but I'm just not
Thank you.
attracted to any of them, so I don't think of them as men.
Exactly.
I got it. Well, why aren't you attracted to any of these guys?
Because I got a sexy husband at home.
Uh-huh.
Completely.
so nice.
Doesn't every woman out there got one of those, Terry? A sexy husband at home, right?
Terry's obviously got a sexy husband. That's why she's got so many kids, right, Terry?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, she doesn't have anyone with her husband, though.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I have 0.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry
boy.
to shortchange you, Terry. You got two.
Less than half.
Less than half. Jeez.
All right. How long have you been married to this husband who's so sexy in your life?
4.5 years.
4.5 years.
Yes, sir. We have a 3-month baby, too.
And you are, would you say, 90% faithful to him, or what's the deal there?
150, except for the women I bring home after work.
150, except you're allowed to dabble in some type of lesbonic situation if you so choose. Is that what I'm getting
Yes,
here?
exactly.
So your husband does not consider any kind of physicality you have with other women as cheating. He doesn't see that as a problem at all.
No, not at all. Actually, he appreciates it. He likes it a
Really?
lot.
Now,
Yeah.
if you bring a woman home from work or maybe happy hour or wherever you may bring her home from, does he get to touch her? Does he get to twist nipples? Does he get to do anything there? Or he just gets to watch, or what's the status of that?
It depends on what kind of mood he's in. If he wants to touch her, I completely let him. I mean, usually you don't want to, but I'm like, come on, touch this. It feels good.
Come on,
Touch
You know?
this.
She gets the pointer out and she says,
Yeah.
touch over here.
I mean, we're like best friends.
That's great.
If I bring something home,
That's great.
Well, they're like that. They're best friends, and they can be like that.
Wow.
I think that's what a relationship should be like. You should be best
But
friends.
you have to
with her.
encompass the whole thing when you say that's great, Terry. You must also be saying that it's great that she brings women home and she encourages her husband to penetrate as quickly as he possibly can and not be shy.
No, I'm saying
That's great.
saying it's great that you guys have a good relationship like that.
yeah.
Like what? Do you agree with the
they're best
lifestyle?
friends.
Because it doesn't seem like you, Terry, to
No,
agree. Are you going to
mean-
bring home maybe some sales girls for JD and say, touch this, don't forget
Get
that.
my pointer out.
And don't neglect this over here.
Ooh. No. I mean, that's not for me.
Women hate it when you ignore that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That's not for me. No. What she does, that's fine. But I'm just saying the relationship as a whole.
Oh, you just
sounds like it's.
you're just talking about
really
the best friend aspect,
Right.
But do you
That's what I said.
do you want to tell her that you blatantly disagree with the fact that she's
Well-
bringing home women for her husband? You have no problem with that.
I mean, that's her. It's
That's
not
her business.
me. That's her
not your-
business.
That's not your business.
Not my business.
Well, I'm making it your business right now, and I'm telling you now that it's your business. Do you want to tell this woman that she's headed for doom, or do you want to tell her that what?
Well, if you're asking me if I think
I
that
know what you want to
something-
tell her. You want to
What?
tell her that one day she's going to bring home a woman that's so damn hot that her husband won't be able to look at her in the face ever again.
Well, her husband won't be able to stop touching where she asked her to touch.
Hey, man,
wants you
you
to-
want to know a secret?
I think I know them all already, but go
I'm
ahead, Tiffany.
really, really, really hot. I'm Spanish, Filipino, and white, so I don't think there's another woman that I would bring home that looks better than I.
I've heard that one before, Terry.
Have you?
Yes, this is an old little tale. And that's what that's what her husband's going to be thinking
then I
when
do like
she brings
hot
home a
women.
19-year-old one day in the future. It may be Spanish.
Yeah.
It may be whatever else she threw in there.
Said Filipino and white.
But one day she's gonna get a little over cocky and she's gonna bring home some hot ass Puerto Rican
Right,
babe.
yeah, because she's like she said, she's not going to bring somebody who's not hot into the house.
Okay.
So
thank
you're
you.
really that hot with your little Mariners T-shirt on and all that other stuff. You really are.
Big picture of
I'm only
Ichiro.
wearing my Mariners t-shirt because I woke up 15 minutes before I had to go out the door. So
All right. Well, that's always
why.
that always adds to the hotness.
Yeah, no shower.
Yes.
Well, especially when it's got nice double D boobies and no bra with the Mariners shirt. That looks really nice.
Wow. So you're saying what you're saying is you want to get together for coffee. Okay. Well, I don't drink coffee, Terry.
I know you don't.
And
Jamba Juice?
I'm more than willing. All right. So this is not the reason you called. You called for some
No.
reason. I don't even know what the hell the reason is, but I got off the reason as to why you called. So if you want to tell
Yes.
us real quickly, and then we'll get right back on to where we were. Why did you call?
Because I got Terry a question. I want to know why the Barkers split up. I love them so much, and I watch them.
You know, I heard this.
Bob and his wife? Yeah, what happened?
No, Travis and Shayna. Yeah, I know. Apparently, she cheated on him. I know.
cheated on him,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, and he was
don't
like,
act like you're so shocked. It's only a matter of time before one of the two of you, either you or your husband, cheats on one another, Tiffany, and you know it.
And he's not even a famous musician.
I know.
So how down and dirty do you get with these women you bring home?
I do whatever it takes to make them say "ooh" and scream my name.
Is she making this up, or she goes along now, Terry? Or is she being very serious?
Chicks with Ichiro jerseys are like that.
Well, I can't really picture her with an Ichiro
You
shirt
don't even
on
know
looking.
her. How often do you bring a woman home for yourself, and then maybe even secondarily for your husband? Do you bring them? Do you bring these women home more for yourself, or more for your husband, or a combination of both?
It depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but lately it's been more from me.
Really?
Yeah.
She's been married 4.5 years. Things get a little stalled out in her sexual life, Terry. So she's bringing home woman after woman for herself. Yes.
Now,
Oh no,
Touch-
it's never stalled. It actually heats it up way more because when it's just me and him together,
Yeah, whatever.
we
You're-
think about
you're
what just happened last night.
You're begging to these ladies you bring home. Oh, please touch the A in Mariners. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you're insane.
When was the last time you brought a woman home?
Ooh, I actually Saturday night. So I didn't bring her home. I
Saturday
just
night.
called her as a booty call.
Man, what a waste of a work situation with this woman working with all these, what'd she describe them as? 5-inch glasses
Yeah.
wearing kind of guys?
Yep.
Oh no, I didn't meet this one at work. I met her.
I know. I'm not
at-
talking about that. I'm talking about you're so friggin' hot the way you're describing yourself, and you're so just willing to throw down like the way you're talking here that some guy should be able to enjoy the luxury of having you working in a cubicle right nearby. And that's not.
They don't know.
And that's
I don't
not.
bring this kind of lifestyle to work, sweetheart.
You keep it. Well, you can't help but hide. You can't hide it. You can't
I know.
help but bring it. I mean, you telling me that you could turn this off like some switch you can toggle on and off? I love the toggling. Yes, that's the first time I ever said the word toggle in my life. She's bringing out all kinds of signs of me.
Nice.
And since we're toggling now, why don't you take a detour on your way to work? I'm sure the guys with the glasses aren't going to miss you. And come on down here and play bag spinach roulette.
All right, I gotta tell you something though. You can see me on MySpace.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my next question.
Just trying to figure out how to
All right, why don't you tell us, yes, since you don't seem to be embracing bag spinach roulette, why don't you tell us where we find you on MySpace?
I have to spell it because everybody gets my name wrong. It's
So you've
Tiffany.
never MySpace. How long have you been listening to the show?
A long time.
And you've never MySpaced me yet?
I have, as a matter of
Oh,
fact.
okay.
and
Then
I'm
how
on
would
your
you know?
page.
You don't
Yeah,
ever
I
look.
know. Exactly. I mean, you kind of scroll through and like whatever, get bored after 2 minutes.
Well,
so
I'm re-inspired,
My
Terry.
face is nasty, so be careful.
Oh, your face is nasty?
no, her
Yes.
space is nasty.
You said her face was
face.
nasty.
Terry.
Now I understand why I didn't return your emails. If your face is nasty.
No, my face.
Your
That makes
face is
me
nasty. That's
mad.
even worse.
Oh, Brody.
She's got the clap, Terry.
Whoa!
Oh, no.
All right, what do we do to find your space?
Gosh.
It's Tiffany, Kifanie, the THE, one and only.
Wow.
If you just search Tiffany, which is spelled Kifanie, you'll
Yeah.
see me.
You're there, aren't you, Stephen?
So many
Come on,
kickers.
Steven, find it for me, baby.
Whoa. Bend over, and I will.
Heaven knows she can't find it on her own, Stephen. She's got to have you help her.
So she's got the pointer out, Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen, I bet your wife has said that a couple of times.
Tiffany, I
Eddie.
can't seem to find it.
Can't find Tiffany?
that again?
A-N-I-E?
No, just one
That
F.
was
one F.
No, one F. That's correct.
There's 8,043 Kiffany.
yeah.
Oh, the one and only. There you are. You're bisexual.
Wow.
Really?
You should listen to the
No, I
program.
know.
It's catching on, yeah.
And she's Asian. And Catholic. Proud parent.
Well, she told us she's Spanish and something.
She said Spanish,
I know she did,
Filipino,
but-
and white.
Steven says, sounds like Asian to me.
Well, it's what she says in her little bio.
All looks like Asian, tastes like chicken.
Whoa. Really?
That's what they all say.
Oh, geez. Well, Kiffany, now that you are a member of the program, I hope we hear from you again soon. And be sure to check your MySpace in about an hour. Okay, very good.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah,
Bye.
there she is, Terry.
There you go.
She's Kiffany. She wanted to know about who now?
Travis Barker.
That's right, the
and-
Barkers.
and- yeah,
Yes.
Splitsville.
All right. Glad you can give her a personalized update.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, now that your turn is done,
She works at the phone company. That's so cool.
may have to give her an update on my own, Terry.
Oh.
Having phone problems?
What a situation, though, man. She's married 4.5 years.
Uh-huh.
Her husband's sitting back in his recliner. He's watching SportsCenter, never
She brings them.
knowing what night she's going to bring a hot-ass woman through the door.
But really, would you want that? I mean, really? All the time? Or, you know?
You really need to ask me that question?
I mean, it all sounds nice and everything, but
You really think I wouldn't want it if it
Really?
really happened?
No, I don't.
If I was really living it, I would be pushing it away, is what you're saying. It
I think
sounds
it-
like a nice fantasy,
Right.
but if it were to be happening week after week,
Yeah.
I would ask myself, who am I and why am I in this
Right,
situation?
right.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out for myself. How about that, Jim?
Yeah. Put me to the test. Just give me a heads up, like a 20 minutes before she gets home.
so you can shower.
Or at least get some lint out of some spots.
Wash the 4 major areas.
Yeah.
The T-Man Show.
Returns after this.
Get ready!
Cameras are rolling as pop star Aaron Carter pops the question to a Playboy playmate at the Palms Casino Resort. Well, that was last week.
That sounds like a proposal to me, Terry. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Palms Hotel. That's where you want to do it, right there in the Ghost Bar when you're pissed drunk.
At the
That's
Palms Casino
the way to do
Resort.
it.
Well, that was last week. Today, Aaron is saying, never mind. And he has called off his engagement to his brother's ex.
You know when I asked you to marry me? Yeah, I wasn't serious.
I was drunk.
And you definitely don't propose to your brother's ex. I don't know what country he's living in, Terry. I don't know what world he's living in. That's like illegal where I come from. Your
Yeah.
brother's ex? Not only are you not supposed to look at her in any way of any kind of fashion, Terry,
Yeah.
but you certainly don't propose to your brother's ex. But when your brother's ex is Nick Carter, are you really concerned about anything?
Never mind. And he has called off his engagement to his brother's ex, reportedly saying he's not ready yet. And that's today's couples news.
Love the couple.
Yeah.
That's the couple's news. Couple's news is he proposed, and then he took it back.
Yeah. Just kidding.
I was just having a moment.
Right.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine here.
Got
Maybe Sunday couples news will involve a couple.
Right? We haven't heard of any couples news that involves anything positive, that's for sure.
Right.
It's always got a little negative slant. Yeah, I proposed to you, but that wasn't serious. I hope you don't think I was serious. If I was serious, I would have made this kind of face. But I asked you with this kind of face.
So he looked up the T-Man rules. He knew it wasn't time for him yet.
Yeah.
Right,
he's a
there you
youngin'.
go. That's what Aaron Carter should be following. And the number one T-Man rule is you don't go out with your brother's ex.
Or get married. He's probably a teenager, right?
Yeah, he's 18,
18,
19.
19, yeah.
What else is going on? Terry, in just a matter of seconds, we are going to pull yet another bill from this big old hopper, and we are definitely going to pay a bill today. Is that too much to ask?
No, it's not.
Man,
Damn it.
if we can't get the person whose name we call out today, I swear, tomorrow we're going to have to change the rules of this game.
Yeah, okay.
Because people are not able to get through. It's just that simple. I mean, we only have 73 phone lines.
Uh-huh.
And we have pretty much at all times, every one of them filled.
Right.
So who came up with this great idea of a game that you're supposed to call back in 30 minutes or less when you can't get through?
I don't know.
You should be able to get through. I mean, to
Yeah, you
win.
should.
That's
or,
for sure.
yeah, maybe.
Well, at least we have to open it up to texting or something.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Because texters can always make it happen, right?
Always, yeah.
Okay.
Never a busy second.
How hard is that to figure out? Instead of calling in, let's let the person who is out there that hears their name called text in, and then we can call them back.
Oh, good idea.
6 billion crackpots later, there's the problem.
Well, but we have the phone number they called from, so we can
Right.
verify that it's their number.
Oh, yeah. Steven should be on CSI. Apparently not me.
Usually takes them an hour to figure it out, though.
You missed your calling, Cobra. What else is happening, Terry? Give me a couple of minutes, and then I'll stick my hand here, and then I'll put it in the hopper. Yes, go ahead.
Vanessa Manillo is in the news
No, not
today.
again, Terry.
Well, no,
Got me
she is.
off on a tangent last week with
I
Vanessa
know.
Manillo.
I know.
What's the problem with Vanessa Manillo now?
Well, the problem is that her relationship with Nick is getting in the way of her work. Yeah. It's getting in the way of her work.
Huh?
It's getting in the way of her work with E.T.
Who? Hey?
The relationship, Vanessa, Nick?
Yes.
Making her work difficult because she keeps asking for a lot of time off.
From where? Where's she working these days?
She's working for E.T.
Entertainment Tonight.
Yes, Entertainment Tonight.
And she's still on
moved over.
TRL, too, isn't she?
I don't think so. I watched
Not
that yesterday.
much.
Not
If
much,
she is
yeah.
at all, I don't
I think
see
she's
her.
actually made the jump over to
Entertainment Tonight.
Entertainment
Full-time,
Tonight full time.
I see. Steven's-
But again,
I thought
she,
she was there
TiVo's.
just the other day. But
No, that was something you were probably watching from back in '83. But, well, she may still be there a little bit. But anyway, all right, whatever. So she wants a lot of time off from Entertainment Tonight, so she can hang out with Nicky Boy.
oh yeah,
Got it.
And producers are a little irritated with
Nick,
that.
let's say, has a lot of time on his hands
I guess so.
and gets a little bit lonely if she's not around.
Yeah, apparently the bosses came down pretty hard on her because she's been taking too much time off since June, since her and Nick started seeing each other. They actually had to tell her no recently because she was trying to get out of some assignments, and they finally put their foot down and said no.
They said no.
You need to do your
You
job.
need to be here at Inside Hollywood Access Entertainment Tonight Extra.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. And do your thing.
Right. And they also think
Now,
that,
what's your thing?
well, besides stand there, look pretty, and talk.
So they're pretty much shuffling out Mary Hart is the sense I'm getting, Terry.
Well,
the
yeah.
last fan of Mary Hart has stopped jerking the gherkin to her, and they have realized that at the boardroom of Entertainment Tonight, because they have a very official boardroom, and they've decided to phase her out and phase in Vanessa Manillo, whether Mary Hart is aware of this or not. Is that right? Is Mary Hart still even doing Entertainment Tonight?
I don't even know. Is she?
She's still on it.
Well, she's still on it for a couple of last seconds, but if she doesn't feel the clock ticking, and if she doesn't feel Vanessa Manillo breathing down her back,
Yeah.
or if it's not going to be Vanessa Manillo, it's going to be some...
Nancy Glass or somebody like that.
Oh, Nancy Glass is so hot, right? Yeah.
Well,
Terry
she's a
knows
younger-
what men want.
I don't
Nancy
know.
Glass. We want
Nancy
Nancy
O'Dell, you
Glass.
mean.
I don't know.
Nancy O'Dell is.
I think
Is
they're
it?
both pretty lame. But anyway, Vanessa Manillo is
Yeah.
the way of the future of Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yep.
All right, and that's my point. Now, here's Mary Hart, who's put in so many years of good service,
25 years.
has never taken a misstep, and to be rewarded for that, they're going to show her the door.
It's a good run, though. I mean, you can't complain
Yeah,
about
25
that.
years.
Well, maybe
for
she wants to
her.
go another 25 years. She can still report the entertainment news.
They'll use her for
She just-
red carpet stuff.
She just can't do it looking good. Vanessa Manillo can give you the entertainment news, and at the same time, she can look pretty damn good.
Yeah, she can if she would just stay at the job.
And that's the way it is. She doesn't have to stay at the job, because when she's there, even though she's not there that often, but when she is there, she looks good. Now, what would you rather have? Mary Hart that's there every day and looks like an old beast? Or do you want
Wow.
or do you want Vanessa Manillo there maybe 2 days out of every week and looking good?
Old reliable. I'll take Mary Hart.
I agree with Steven.
Kind of like his car.
Well, if you, I mean,
reliable.
you're paying some money out there as the boss, of course you want somebody reliable. And
Oh, but wait, Steven has a new Mercedes. Oh, who am I? How did I forget, Terry? He has decided to
Richie.
turned
Still
in
cheaper
the
than your cars.
clunker, and he's got himself a Benzie.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Well done, you big kill breath baller.
Big kill breath ball.
All right, easy down.
Oh, boy.
It's an 02, by the way.
You don't have to put yourself down. Here I am commending him. You can't even take it.
Well, but you make it think like I bought a brand
I
new one.
thought
I
you
can't
did.
afford like an $87,000 car.
I thought you
so-
did, man. Why don't you buy a new one, man? You can afford it. You just don't want to.
I don't think I could afford an $87,000 car.
He likes somebody else's Dorito gas jammed into the leather seats.
Right. He wants someone else's farts coming up at him every time he's driving down the highway.
At least then you can just blame it on somebody else.
Why,
It's not mine.
Why'd you have to get a Benz then? Why don't you get a new car that you can afford? It's in your price range, whatever you decided your price range is.
I think I may do that next time.
Yeah, you don't
Treat
have-
myself.
I'd never buy a used car if I didn't have to. I mean, back in the day, you have no choice. That's fine.
You've not bought anything used ever, I don't think.
That's right.
No used house?
That's exactly right. I ain't having some used jizz somewhere residued in the corner.
Residued in the corner.
All right?
You have to scrape off before you move in.
I'm not sitting, if I can help it, I'm not driving down the highway sitting in a car on a seat that someone farted in before me. Those are mine, and I know they're mine.
Oh, man.
All right? That's the way it is.
No, I get it. I understand. I can appreciate that.
So why would you rather have a used Benz than a car that you decide is in your price range? See, I know what you're doing, and I know you can afford a new Benz if you want to, but you decided you didn't want to, so fine. So you decided to get a used car. Why didn't you get a new car that was a little bit more in your price range? Like instead of going, why don't you buy a $30,000 new car, a $40,000 new car instead of whatever you bought?
Well, I was excited to drive the Mercedes.
But it was someone else's. It's not yours.
Well, true, but I mean, I think
you bought it from the dealer.
There's a good majority of the people who buy used cars, by the way.
It's a mistake.
It's a mistake?
Yes.
Okay.
I just told you why.
Because of the fart smells.
That's exactly it.
People's lower back sweat.
You're starting to get it now.
Lower back sweat. Jeez, no.
Yeah.
Gross.
Enjoy your lower back sweated drive later today, by the way.
I think it's worn off by now.
No, it's still there. You just got to look hard enough. Get Oprah to shine that purple light on it.
I actually have one of those now. It's gross.
Really?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the purple light, let's reach my hand into this here hopper, Terry. Let's find us a, what do we got here?
Is that a used hopper, or do we get a new one?
Oh, it's got to be new. What are you talking about?
It's only got 5,000 miles on it. Let's see here. Today's potential winner is Desiree Hinch. She's got a AAA credit card. What the hell is a AAA credit card? It's what AAA gives you help when you have a flat tire.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they do have a
Everyone has credit cards these days?
Yeah. Especially with them, I'm sure they give some kind of discount or good APR rate.
I can go out today and get my Taco Bell credit card?
Probably.
I have an AA credit card.
So AAA has a credit card.
Yeah.
Discounts on cases of beer.
Double A has a credit card. That'd be great to show up at the meeting, and if you sign up now, you get a free gift.
That's right. Case of Schmidt Ice. Jump back off the wagon, big boy.
Yeah. If you sign up today, we got a case of Keystone Light for you. And a ski cap.
Wow.
Let's go rob a liquor store.
Oh,
That's a good deal.
You blame it on the credit card.
You're telling me AAA has a credit card?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, they must. Because Desiree Hinch has rang up the register on her AAA credit card in the amount of $520.68 that we will wipe clean.
Wow.
Unlike the front seat of Kilroy's car. We will wipe clean everything that's there.
Wow.
If she calls us in 30 minutes or less. And to be more specific, I am looking for Desiree R. Hinch.
Oh,
yeah.
Not your Hinch. Desiree R. Hinch.
All right.
Which is obviously for Desiree Rochelle Hinch.
Love it when you think of names.
I have no idea. Just the first one that came to mind. I don't know why Rochelle was there. Anyway, Desiree, on August 2nd, went to the claim jumper, Terry.
Oh, yummy.
Got herself a nice, big helping of dinner.
29% interest on chicken fried steak. It's a great deal.
Got herself an oversized pot pie. And it cost her, on that particular evening, it cost Desiree R. Hinch $65.18.
Oh, she must not have taken anybody.
Then on 8/03.
Yeah.
08/03, which is August 3rd to you and me. She went to IKEA.
Oh.
Because there's nothing like buying yourself a nice desk after a big old pot pie. The pot pie was so big, she realized the night before that it was dripping onto the floor. She needed a bigger table. So she went to IKEA. And she spent $128.38.
Wow, I bet she got a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Furnished her whole living room.
I bet.
She took some time off after going to IKEA, Terry, because she didn't make another purchase until August 14th.
Oh.
But on August 14th, she went to Puget Sound Neurology, and she got her brain tuned up. What kind of brain issues is our friend Desiree R. Hinch having here,
I
Terry?
don't know. Hopefully when she calls, we can ask her.
Well, she had to go to Puget Sound Neurology, and she had to take out a AAA credit card. And
pay for that service?
yes, you changed my oil in my head. Can you please charged the $240.43 to my AAA credit card.
Oh, it was August 14th, day before payday? Charge it.
Yes.
Don't have any money.
$240.43 at Puget Sound Neurology. But it doesn't end there.
Oh, my goodness.
On August 18th, she went to the 76 station.
Yeah? She gassed up?
And she got gassed up, baby. She may have been driving your car before you, Stephen.
Wow.
She got gassed up. And she spent $33.88 doing that, Terry.
Huh.
And then on August 22nd.
What are you driving, a motorcycle?
I
like
know.
a half tank.
Okay, what is that?
I got a half tank myself right now, Stephen. Just thinking of Desiree Rochelle Hinch. On August 22nd,
Yeah.
Desiree Rochelle Hinch, who may not have a middle name named Rochelle,
But
went to, or I don't know if she went, but she made a sizable purchase from Columbia House Video Club.
whoa,
man.
people still do that?
For $54.34, Terry.
Huh.
Funny, I always thought it was 10 for a nickel.
I know.
Looks like it's not.
Yeah, that's one movie right there, by the way, the $54.
The days of the
shipping.
9 CDs for a penny. Long over, because
like
Desiree Rochelle Hinch spent $54.34 there, Terry, to give us the grand total. Let me see if that equals, carry the one, $522. Or $520.68. That's where we're at with Desiree Hinch.
Wow.
And this is her September 2006 statement from her AAA credit card, which she proudly carries in her Betty Boop wallet. And she is living it large.
Yeah.
And it'll get even larger for Desiree if she calls in 30 minutes or less.
Yay.
Now, here's the number, Desiree. 1-866-663-T-MAN. 30 minutes. Get it done. Will you be able to get through? The drama regarding all that, Terry, begins now.
The T-Man Show
Returns after this.
Get ready. Desiree,
Yes, sir.
I pulled your little ghetto credit card here, baby. I gotta be serious, Terry. AAA credit card's like notch below Walmart credit card. You agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree?
I think
any credit card's a credit card.
Any credit card's a credit card.
As long as
still
they're giving
have
you
to-
credit.
You still have to go through the same process.
They've been doing it since 1978.
So, yeah. I don't-
AAA?
Yeah.
As far as having credit cards? Wow, they're crawling up MasterCard's back. The MasterCard people say, what are we going to do about the AAA people? They're challenging us too big time here with their credit card people. Anyhow, Desiree, we pulled your bill this morning. Are you excited about this?
I most certainly am.
You sent in your bill. I don't know how you did. You faxed it. You mailed it. What'd you do? How'd you get it here?
I think I do both.
You did both. You sent it in all ways possible.
Smart woman, then.
Via cargo, ship. She did everything she had to do, Terry, to make sure that her bill was pulled. And look where she's sitting right now.
Yeah.
She's sitting on the other end of the phone, hearing about her bill being pulled, knowing that $520.68 that she owes the AAA folks is about to be wiped away.
Yep.
She's in her car right now. She couldn't believe it when she heard her name called. She got through on the phone lines, and that's how we do's it. No matter how ghetto or uppity your credit card company may come across. Come across.
That's good.
Come across.
Desiree,
Yes, sir.
you sound a little giddy.
Oh, I most definitely am. Oh, and it's romaine, like the lettuce.
Oh, yes.
Her middle name. Oh, is what?
About as toxic as the spinach, Terry.
It's not like the spinach. I won't kill people, but
Desiree, unless you're provoked. Desiree Romaine Hinch, Terry.
Wow.
Yes, throw a few croutons on her and you're ready to go.
Oh, yeah, I'll give her the dressing.
Where are you? Where are you driving this morning, there, Desiree?
I'm driving all the way down to Renton.
Well, what are you doing there?
Not much. I answer phones for the dinner train.
Oh, wow. Sweet deal.
Yeah, I'm hungry. You got any spots open for tonight?
Right.
Well, that's exciting. Let me tell you. I mean, when you get your credit card paid off, don't you turn around and take the day off, Terry?
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't you turn around and take you and your wilted lettuce and go out and perk it up a little bit, or what?
Say, woo, charge up some more.
Desiree, is your little dinner train company paying off your credit card bill? No. They're barely having you make ends meet, but we are doing that for you, baby.
That's right.
Yes. So what do? You sit at a cubicle with a little headpiece on, or what do you do?
Yeah, headpiece and sit there and make fun of people.
Aren't they shutting you down?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, they
They're
are?
moving us.
Oh.
No, they're just moving us.
They're moving you? Where are they moving you?
Oh, but if they would let us know, that would be awesome.
Do you? Oh, geez.
They don't know yet. So it's pretty much shut down.
If they're listening, if they ever want to send an email on where the hell we're going, that'd be wonderful. Desiree wants to know where she's going to be working.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have a boy? What's your social status in this world of ours there, Desiree? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a husband? Are you single? What's your deal there?
I do have a delicious man at home right now.
Oh, that is just
Delicious man.
Gross.
that's just
funny.
gross to hear the way she
Oh,
a delicious man. It's just so.
Well, he likes my
I don't care if he loves every inch of you. To describe him as a delicious man, you're waiting at home. It's just triple A carrying stuff.
What's wrong with a woman describing her husband?
It's delicious. Is it? Did you say he was a husband?
I don't
or a
know.
boyfriend?
I'm just saying. She said man.
He's a boyfriend, right?
That's right.
And how long you been with this delicious guy?
About a year and a couple months.
Mm-hmm. A year and a couple of months of deliciousness. He's got the lettuce at his disposal.
He does.
Dinner train leftovers.
Right.
Bringing home the big choo-choo box, and he's providing some deliciousness himself.
Oh, yes.
Now, what areas of his personality are you describing, or his physical being are you pinpointing there when you indicate that he's a delicious man?
His tongue would be one place to start.
Ah, that's even more nasty. Just a gross listener, Terry. Do I have to pay off gross listeners' bills?
My tongue, too.
Just getting more nauseating by the second. See, it's very interesting. Women can talk about sex, and 99% of the time they can't help but sound hot when they do it.
Right.
Rebecca Romaine here has found a way.
Romaine.
What's her name? Desiree Romaine Hinch has found a way to talk about sex and just make me want to vomit.
Oh, but it's so attractive when you go.
That's right. Oh, Terry,
Yeah.
I'm a can't-miss prospect when it comes to hot sex talk.
Oh, I bet.
But Desiree is just missing the mark like every time she opens her mouth. It's just a disaster.
Makes you not want to go on the dinner train.
Oh, jeez.
Now, what kind of woman gravitates towards working towards taking reservations for the dinner train? Are you a rather healthy-sized woman there, Desiree? Are you a very wide type body style here? What are we talking about?
I'm not teeny, but I'm not huge.
You're not teeny, but you're not huge?
That's right.
What's that?
No, I like dinner. I like trains. Every job.
What she's saying is she is huge, but she's not huge. I'm not getting you, Desiree. What does that mean? What do you look like? Describe yourself. I need to know the description of every person whose bill I'm paying. That's the deal.
Is that the new rule?
Yes.
Well, I am a black woman.
Oh.
I'm about 5'3".
Yes.
I'm about 135 pounds.
Oh. That works. That's not outside of the works category, Terry.
Right.
That works.
It works.
I work for the train. I don't ride it. So.
How could you resist when your boyfriend is so delicious?
Well, I wasn't talking about that one for
I
once.
think that's what we're talking about. I think you don't.
well.
I think you don't ride it, and that's a shame. If you're expecting him to stick around to your second anniversary, you better start jumping on board, baby.
Chew.
Yes, you got the caboose for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is true.
It's
That is
time
true.
for you to make like a good conductor. And
Oh, no.
all right, it's enough trainer for this. Anyhow, so are you planning on like marrying this delicious guy, or there's more deliciousness out there for you in the future? Where's your head at there?
I haven't thought that far yet.
Whatever, you liar. Why are you lying to me now? Women think about that all the time, especially when they're past the 1-year anniversary of their relationship. I haven't thought about that yet. You mean you haven't thought about that yet in the past 5 minutes? What? You haven't thought about that yet today? Maybe I'll give you. But you've thought about that at least over the past week, and certainly over the past weeks and months. You think about it all the time. Don't lie. You may be able to lie to your boyfriend and get away with that because he's so delicious. You ain't lying to me about that. What that means, Terry, is he hasn't thought about that.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe the AAA people won't tell you that because they're happy you're charging up all the claim jumper you can eat. But I'm going to tell you the way it is. Don't expect me to buy that you haven't thought about that. Why don't you admit that means that he hasn't thought about that and he doesn't like talking about that kind of conversation. True or not true, Desiree?
Not true. We've talked about it several times.
Oh.
Yes, you say,
Even
hey,
with the parents.
here's how the conversation goes.
Okay.
Any thoughts you may be having there, delicious boyfriend, about getting married? Leave me alone.
That's his response.
Okay, I'm glad we could talk about this.
Yeah, I was thinking, no.
Oh, you've talked about it. Just a second ago, you haven't even thought about it. Now you're giving us that you talked about it. So what is it, Desiree? I don't know how anyone gives her credit when she's so wishy-washy, Terry. She was talking about it, but she wasn't thinking about it when she was talking about it. So it qualifies as what did you talk about when you talked about marriage? When you weren't thinking about it?
That it's nice the way it is and not to go ahead and ruin our relationship like that.
Uh-huh. What? Well, I wouldn't disagree with that, as a matter of fact. Because Desiree is how old?
25.
And she's too young to be getting married in this day and age, Terry. You never know. Somebody may snatch her from the dinner train and say, I need you to be working at the top of my Fortune 500 company, Terry. Women have those kinds of situations happening for them, and why should Desiree deny herself the independent lifestyle that she deserves as women are enjoying this day and age?
Sure.
I'll definitely take that job.
Yeah, whatever. What does your boyfriend do?
He's a dealer at a casino.
Mm-hmm. Dealer at a casino. I probably know him then.
Yeah, probably. What table?
Uh-huh. And you guys, live together and stuff, or what?
We do.
Yes. So he's getting into your 6-deck shoot then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
6-deck shoot.
Every
He
dealer.
doesn't even have to make reservations.
Every dealer is dealing from a 6-deck shoot, Terry.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yours should only hold about 2.5 decks at 25. Yours is holding 6 decks? I don't even think she knows what we're talking about anyway.
No, I'm lost.
Her boyfriend is a
dealer.
and she doesn't even know what a 6-deck shoe is, Terry.
That's why he won't marry her.
Man, does she not take an interest in what her own boyfriend does? All she cares is that he remains delicious.
I guess so.
Desiree, it seems here that on your credit card bill, you let the AAA people know, and now myself here, that you went to Puget Sound Neurology and you charged up $240.43. What's wrong with your head there, baby?
That's what the insurance wouldn't cover of the thousands that they did. I had a couple seizures about 6 months back. So.
Oh, wow.
Well, what's got you all shaken up there?
I'm not sure. They couldn't figure it out. They just thought they took a bunch of needles in me and scanned my head.
Why are you shaking?
Why all shaky? What the hell?
Why are you falling out?
What's up with that? Well, you had some seizures?
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was sleeping.
Was your boyfriend all nervous that you were, going to swallow your tongue or something? Or what happened
Yeah,
there?
he was.
Really?
He grabbed it the first time, and I bit his hand really bad.
Oh,
These seizures, came out of nowhere, or what?
Yeah.
You've never had them before, and all of a sudden you just start curling up in a ball on the floor and shaking?
I didn't reach the floor, but yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that would be really
Are
scary.
you supposed to be driving?
Yeah.
I know.
No, I wasn't allowed to drive for 6 months.
And your insurance only covers, what, about 80% of that?
They covered almost 90% of it, so I put the rest on paid the rest with my checking account, and that's what I couldn't cover.
So you could be a perfectly healthy woman, taking reservations at the dinner train, Terry.
Right. How many tonight?
Right, and then one day you just start seizuring out there, and you have to go to get your head checked out. When they checked out your brain waves, what'd they find out?
It was full, but not much they could do.
You what?
She said. I think she said it was full.
Yeah,
What?
she was full.
You were full.
There was a brain in there, but they couldn't find what was wrong
It
with
was a joke.
So they have no. They charge you $1,000-some-odd and said, can't find the problem.
Yeah. Have a nice
Yeah.
day.
You're lucky we didn't find a problem. It'd be $6,000.
Right.
Yeah. Be happy we didn't.
Well, that should give you a real sense of security that they have no idea what caused these seizures.
Yeah, no.
So are you up for more testing and maybe who knows what? But I mean, is that a possibility? More testing somewhere?
Well, that was like the final step was going to the neurologist, the specialist. So that was after months of regular doctors and going to Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you go to Kilbreth?
You should not be telling people
He
that.
doesn't know anything.
I was just trying to get free dinner train tickets.
All right. Oh, this is kind of weird, Terry.
It's scary.
I don't know if I can pay her bill.
Come on, pay her bill.
She's a little weird, Terry.
Yeah, weirdo.
All these shaky people calling up.
Oh yeah, it's not brain surgery.
How long did your seizure last?
About 4 or 5 minutes.
4 or 5
That's
minutes?
a long one.
That is a long
Do you remember any of it or what?
Not at all.
So what were you doing when you seizured?
I was sleeping.
You were in your sleep. And your boyfriend was laying next to you and was like, hey, baby, if you really want it that bad, I can help you out there. I mean, was he completely shocked, amazed, or was scared for his life? What happens there?
Yeah, he said he was very scared for me. He wasn't sure if I was breathing. He wanted to make sure I was okay. He couldn't wake me up afterwards.
Oh, my God, couldn't wake you. Ooh, scary.
Under the category of not good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for breaking it down, Stephen. Well, Desiree, I think the least we can do is pay your freaking bill.
Yes.
No kidding.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, whatever.
Any more uplifting stories for the morning commute?
Yeah, and in the future, if someone asks you why you went to the neurologist, you need to lie or something. I mean, it's too freaky.
You fell and hit your head.
Yeah.
Got an owie.
Went for the brain lift or something like that.
Yeah,
or,
something.
Brain lift.
Jeez.
But that's cool that you told us all about it, I guess.
Well, no, she handles it quite well, actually. I mean,
I wonder if there's something wrong with her sex life, Terry, that she's breaking out in these new seizures. I'm just speculating. The doctor wouldn't get into this, but they couldn't find anything, I guess, physically wrong with your brain. So maybe it's something mentally or something that's bothering you in some sense. That's causing you to have these. Maybe she's got such a psychological buildup of stress or something, Terry, that
maybe so.
we got to figure out what it is before she has another seizure in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Are you getting off from your boyfriend's thunder there or what?
I think too much thunder maybe. Shook something around.
Yeah, whatever. That sounds good. But now we're not dealing with the truth anymore. I'm asking you a direct question. Do you have orgasms from the sex you have with your boyfriend, yes or no?
I do. Big ones. Several of them.
I don't know if we're getting the truth now, Terry.
All right.
I just concluded telling her she should lie to people, and I think she just started. I think I got an ex-boyfriend of yours on the line. He wants to come on.
She's laughing.
Desiree, I think I have an ex-boyfriend of yours on the line. I think he wants to come on and say how bad you are in bed. You want to talk to him or no?
Good, he probably owes me money, too.
Whoa!
Any ex-boyfriend of yours owes you money?
Two of them last two do, yeah.
There's not an ex-boyfriend of yours that could be calling in that wouldn't owe you money?
Probably not, no.
Who do you think this is?
I don't know.
Well, you seem to know he owed you money, so who might it be? Take a guess. Give me a name. I know the name of the guy who's holding on, who claims he knows you intimately. Who do you think it is?
Either be Doug.
Are there so many to choose from?
Yeah.
How many guys have you had sex with in your life?
And loaned money to.
Yeah, why do you charge them?
Yeah. Why are they owing you money?
How many guys have you had sex with up till 25 years of living?
9 guys.
9 guys. Of course, the rule of 3 would tell you, Terry, that she's had sex with 27 guys.
Wow, I should have said 3.
Well,
Just stay away from the number 2.
Unless you're into that.
do you know a guy named Trevor, Desiree?
No, I don't.
You don't know a guy named Trevor?
Not that I've dated, no.
Well, Trevor says he knows you inside and out, baby.
Wow.
Now, do you want to talk to Trevor, or would you rather just have us pay your bill and move on with our day?
I'd rather have you pay my bill, but hey, who else?
I mean, I don't want to cause her to all of a sudden start having some kind of seizure here or something,
Right.
Sarah. Man. Trevor,
Yes.
have you had sex with Desiree, yes or no?
Uh-oh, she just recognized him. Did you hear her go,
Sure.
Trevor, what would you like to say to Desiree?
Desiree, it's Trevor, Ian's friend.
Hello.
What nervous laughter, Terry.
I never dated Desiree.
No, we've never dated.
I know, I just kind of made up the fact that you guys had sex, but I thought maybe there was an outside chance. What do you want to say, Trevor, real quick? Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say hello to Desiree.
All right, there you go. Very nice. She's really happy you called. Whatever. Anyway, Desiree, we're going to pay your $520.68 that you owe AAA Financial Services in Wilmington, Delaware. All right?
wow, that's really hard.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good deal.
Kind of wish you would have got a deserted claim jumper now, don't you?
Now, what show takes your brain and de-seizurizes it?
He-Man.
That's
show.
right, baby! Yes! Paying bills to cover your seizure bills.
Yep.
Man.
You don't have to pay that seizure bill yourself, man. There should be people in the world that take care of that for you.
Absolutely.
She didn't ask for that, Terry. Man.
Scary.
Out of nowhere.
So one day I could, like, wake up, my wife would just be, like, shaking.
Yeah.
I would like, yeah, see you later.
Oh, wow.
It's been fun.
Ain't walking around with no girl with a helmet on, I'll tell you that. Get the hell out of here.
I can't handle this.
That is so...
I didn't sign up for
That's
this.
cold.
So what am I supposed to do, like, be sensitive about it?
Yes, absolutely. You should be concerned. That's wonderful that she does have a boyfriend that's so caring.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, that's the word, I guess. Caring.
And loving. And supportive.
Okay.
All those things.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, regardless, another happy winner here on the big program, and we'll keep paying bills until we say stop, which won't be happening for weeks and weeks and months
Oh,
and
good.
months, Terry.
Good.
Yes.
I'll put my bills in.
Absolutely, yes, Terry. I'll be sure to pick them up.
The T-Man Show.
Returns after this.
Get ready! Sounds like Casey and JoJo. But who doesn't?
She says, Jermaine has taken me places I haven't been before.
We played this yesterday, Pastor. Yeah.
Please explain that for the people.
We've gone to Egypt.
Oh, yes. We played it yesterday, Terry. But yesterday was the day
It was.
that Janet Jackson spent an hour on the sofa with Oprah Winfrey, Terry. That's 55 minutes more than Stedman's ever spent on the sofa with Oprah.
She
Probably.
says, Jermaine has taken me places I haven't been before. Please explain that for the people.
We've gone to Egypt.
Did you ever answer my question on that yesterday, Terry? Did you ever answer my question if you had the option of the most mind-blowing, most intensified climax of your life or a trip to Egypt, which one you would take? Did you
I
ever
said
answer?
Egypt.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. And you realize that this is the highest of heights as far as those situations are concerned, Terry. I mean, you are just realizing what this is all about as far as Orgasm City. You are just like shaking and your legs trembling, and
wow,
you just have a whole new doorway of passion opened up to you, even though it only lasted 11 seconds. The reverberations that happen afterward are just incredible. You're still taking Egypt?
Still taking
wow.
Egypt. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
I'm good with
Because you
that.
hearing what I'm saying?
I do.
All right, what about if once the legs stop shaking and you're still just like, whoa, what was that? Oh my gosh! What about even after that all started to die down? If there was like a really big hot fudge sundae waiting for you at the end. Ooh, wow.
Well, I'm not Stephen Kilbreth, so
A really big hot fudge sundae. I don't care if you're Kilbreth, Terry. You're still, every woman is going to appreciate after the most mind-blowing orgasm, Terry. Then after all that's done, not only is it the biggest hot fudge sundae you've ever seen in your life, and you get to take it down all by yourself, but nobody has to watch you eat it, Terry. Tell me I don't know what women want. All right. Now, would I make a great Let's Make a Deal host? Okay, you
would.
You got the highest of heights to proportions you could have never imagined in your life kind of orgasm happening.
Right.
And then once the trembling of your legs starts to subside and you're still wiping off the beads of sweat, there you notice the biggest hot fudge sundae, all for you, your name spelled out in whipped cream. Whoa. Are you going to turn that down when offered, on the other hand, a trip to Egypt? Which one do you take, the package A or the trip to Egypt?
Gosh, I need some. No, I still want to take the trip to Egypt.
You're crazy.
No, and let me. This is why.
Here.
Because
I'm offering you Sundays.
No,
I'm offering you
that.
mind-blowing.
I understand that.
And by the way, the orgasm, this most incredible, way blowing away anything you've ever dealt with in your life kind of situation, is given to you by the man whoever you decide you want it to be given to you by.
Oh, wow.
The man who's given those thrusts that lead to that ultimate orgasm, Terry.
Right.
Whether it's your husband or some other guy, more reps, whoever you decide that you want to be on the other end of that mind-blowing situation, Terry, that's the guy who's giving it to you. So you got that, you got the trembling, you got the tingling, Terry, you got the shaking legs, you got the You're panting, trying to catch your breath. You got the biggest hot fudge sundae that you've ever seen in your life. You get to eat it all by yourself with no one watching you.
And keep the spoon.
And you get to keep the spoon. The spoon is edible. You can eat it.
Is it a sport?
You can tack it up on your mantle. You can do whatever you want with it. Are you taking that, or are you taking the trip to Egypt?
Now, are there nuts on the Sunday?
The trip to Egypt is a 2-week trip, by the way. All expenses paid.
Right. You know what? I'm still taking the trip, and this is why.
Oh, my God.
No, listen, this is why.
Don't tell
and
me
people
that
are
you
going to think
think
that I'm crazy. But the thing is that if this mind-blowing with the hot fudge at the very end is only a one-time deal, then I would rather just have,
it may be a one-time deal, but it opens a whole new thought process in your life that this could happen again. Now, it would never happen again. But
see, I don't want to be deprived
of
that.
You don't know that at the time.
No.
You think, hey, it happened to me once, it's going to happen again. Now, you die very unsatisfied because it never happened to you.
Well, but see, that's the thing.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, but see, then you're disappointed because you're fighting for it the whole time.
You don't
and
deserve
want
hot
it.
fudge Sundays.
Do you know what it costs a family of 7 to travel? Of course she's taking the trip, man. It's the best investment ever.
Point.
She doesn't get to take her family of 7.
Just 2?
She only gets her and a guest
for
13 nights accommodations.
Wow.
And airfare, all expenses paid there.
All right.
Wow.
And you're taking that
I am.
over the biggest, most lavish hot fudge sundae and the most rock-solid orgasm of your life?
Yeah, for 11 seconds.
Maybe she thinks she's already had the rock solid thing.
11 to 15 seconds, Terry.
No.
That's the whole point of it. She thinks she's had the most ridiculous orgasm of her life, but then she's completely thinking how foolish she was when she realizes what else was out there. This is the type of situation, Terry, that no woman has ever experienced. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, but again, remember too.
Terry, I'm way behind. Oh. And I'm gonna find a T-Man email of the day to read to you.
T-Man's email of the day.
I'm just gonna ignore it. I can't sit here and talk nonsense with you. You don't know how to be a woman, and that's fine.
Oh shit!
How to be a woman?
1-866-663-T-Man.
But I hear the La Quinta in Cairo is beautiful.
And that's what you get.
The T-Man Show
returns after this.
Get ready!
Consider this an early invitation back to our house. We've been expecting you. Don't worry, we have plenty of room for the whole family. And this year, we plan on extending your stay. Cube 93's haunted house has moved.
Located at 3701 East Valley Road in Renton.
Presented by Pepsi and QFC.
And brought to you by Comcast.
Cube 93.
I got an Ask T-Man letter or a T-Man email of the day, Terry, that I want to get to, but I see you with a pile of stuff over there, and I realize perhaps I've been neglecting you this morning, Terry, so if you have 1 or 2 quick stories, now's a good time to hit me with it, and let's move on. What do you got?
Well, according to a recent survey, the average woman spends 2 years of her life looking at herself in a mirror.
Yes.
2 years.
Time well spent.
They say most of the women check themselves out on an average of 4 times before they leave, like for work or
and when you add it all up, when you add up the left column, the right column at the end of the lifetime there, it's 2 years they wasted looking at themselves in the mirror.
Yep.
It's a hell of a lot more time than their men are looking at them, Terry.
Oh, no. And as far as men
look away. You won't like what you see.
As far as men are concerned, they found that they spend a little less looking at themselves too. Less time.
Depends who he is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And I think that's BS, but whatever.
All right. What else? What else is going on?
Also,
very fascinating.
The doctor behind www.lengthandgirth.com has gotten his medical license suspended.
Wow.
He has been accused.
That's the doctor you want to go to.
Yeah, he's been accused.
You don't feel you feel a little leery going to the doctor who's reserved the domain name lengthandgirth.com?
Sounds like a gay website.
It's not. He has been accused of mangling 45 men's genitalia.
45?
Mm-hmm.
That's not too many. As long as he's offering a discount, I'm going.
I'll roll the dice, big boy.
That's right.
He is 80-year-old Dr. Sheldon Berman of Chicago.
80-year-old?
80, yep.
Very steady hand, though.
I guess so. In fact, he promises to add 1.5 inches to your length and 50% to your girth.
Well, not anymore. Now that he's gotten his license revoked, right?
Not anymore.
Or
but
can he still go on lengthening penises without a license?
No, you cannot.
He mangled 45 peni.
Yes.
And that's the plural of penises.
Okay.
He's mangled 45 peni.
Apparently so.
There are that many people going for penis enlargements?
I had no idea.
I mean, I see the ads in the paper all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I circle them and cut them out at times. But
maybe on Christmas.
I've never... Maybe you'll get it. It'll be under the tree when I unwrap it. I've never known anyone, I'm sure they're lining up to tell me, I've never known anyone to actually go for a penis enlargement. You're telling me guys are actually not just cutting out these articles, these advertisements, and not just circling and writing down the number on their hand, but they're actually calling and making appointments and going to drlengthengirth.com?
Yes, I am telling you. Because he claims that he has done thousands of these procedures, and he stands by each and every one of them.
He stands by them? That's very, very hot.
Yeah.
He's,
here I am.
He's got a pretty good success rate then.
Well,
he's done thousands, and he's only mangled 45 peni. Terry, take my chances. If he's offering a 2-for-1 deal, taking my chances.
2 for 1. That's right.
Yeah, 2 wieners now. I got a little buddy that I want to bring with me.
Yeah, all right. Split the cost. It's a good deal.
That's right.
He, of course, is claiming that
you drive. Yeah.
that these accusations are frivolous, and that he's blaming the patients for, the problems because they're not, following up on the post-op care.
Well, let's see if the evidence stands up in court, Terry.
He'll deny every inch of it.
Right.
By the way, the cost, if you're looking to get into this, or if you had been.
All right, yes, Terry, I'll pretend like I don't know.
About $9,000 for lengthening and girthening.
Girthening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you just want to get one or the other, it's about $5,000.
Well, you got to go the double whammy there.
I guess
double
so.
whammy.
Yes.
Better for your money, right?
Once you're under the knife, you might as well. Since you're down there, Doc, I know you got it back there.
And as far as how he gets it done,
and I do have a little strip of chicken.
I don't really want to know how he gets it done, Terry.
Right. It's pretty interesting.
I've seen more than enough brochures to know all the possibilities here.
It's interesting before and after shots on his website, though.
Oh, Jesus.
They take some excess flab from cow's milk, and they... from a cow's anus, and they put it right on there, right? Is that
No,
how they do it?
apparently it's...
I don't need to know.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
But this doctor's in heavy kinds of trouble here.
Yeah.
He's mangled one too many penises.
Right.
How about in trouble for doing it when you're 80?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, he can barely operate a zipper.
Yeah,
so what happens if you go to www.lengthengirth.com now?
Well, you can see his old website.
Oh, you're up there, Stephen?
I am, yeah.
Really? This is the true story? There's an 80-year-old doctor who, I thought you make up this stuff, Terry.
No, it's from the Chicago Sun-Times.
Sun-Times.
That sounds like a good idea. How much is it? I'm in. I mean, geez, 80 years old? Mm-hmm. You got to be a pro by now.
I think it's got the learning curve down by 80, right, Terry?
Doesn't look
That's how you talk yourself into going to this doctor.
Yes, you do.
Oh, he's got the website. He's a professional.
They also sell other things in if you don't want to get the surgery.
All right.
Oh, to help you out?
Vacuums and stretchers and all this kind of stuff.
That's what these 45 mangled penis now need. Stretcher, another one. Take him out on it. Mm-hmm.
Pasty just shaking his head at all of them. Poor suckers.
You're telling me the dudes really go for this operation?
No way.
I'm telling you, thousands have.
You're telling me that's really happening, he said,
Yes.
playing dumb. So I could open the phone lines right now, and there'll be one person willing to talk about their penis enlargement operation.
I think it's like an urban legend. People don't really get them.
It's like Sasquatch.
It's like
well, that exists.
Butt implants, they do that too, and you know.
All right, let me read what I have considered, Terry, as far as today is concerned, the email of the day.
T-Man's email of the day.
Please stop. I'm being very serious, all right? I forgot that you started doing that yesterday.
Oh, God.
I'm doing it again today. You think it's funny. It's really not funny.
Oh, you know
I want you to stop. All right?
No.
And he added the little...
Yeah, he's extending it now.
Yesterday, too.
Oversinging the note on purpose.
No, it wasn't.
Terry, I'm about to read to you the T-Man email of the day.
T-Man's email of the day, yeah.
And then maybe perhaps we can discuss it.
All right.
But I've kind of lost my interest already. Dear T-Man. It really should be Dear Mr. T-Man, sir, but who's counting? Okay. Dear T-Man. Just wanted to share an experience I had recently so you can make fun of me or do whatever you want to do.
Wow.
I'm a single 31-year-old man who just got out of a long-term relationship. About a month ago, I met a 34-year-old woman, and after a few dates, she took me to her place where I was expected to bring her the ruckus, as you might say. That is what I might say.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to spell ruckus right. All right. I was intending to do just that until I got into her condo. In her bedroom were all these bizarre-looking little girly stuffed animals. They were everywhere. On the bed, on the floor, on the shelves, lined up against her closet, and even looking out of her window. It looked like the bedroom of a 7-year-old. Making a long story short, it made me uncomfortable. So I made up a lame excuse and got the hell out of there. About a week later, I realized that I probably overreacted, so I tried to call her, but she hasn't returned my calls, emails, or texts. I know you'll probably say that I should have just taken the sex while I had the chance. But don't worry, I totally agree. Oh, and by the way, if the lovely lady is out there listening, and as I know she may, and wants to give me another shot, I would love the chance to take you out again. You know my number, signed Michael.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah, after this, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's trying to play it on all sides.
Yeah, cover his bases.
He's admitting he just wanted sex. He should have taken the sex while he was there. But if you want to be taken out again, you know my number.
All right. Give me a text.
Well, Michael says that I'm going to ridicule him for not grabbing and taking her down while he had the chance, Terry. And I can't deny that he's absolutely right. I can't help but think, what the hell was stopping this guy? All right, so there were some stuffed animals there. There's a lot worse than that could freak you out. I would be a lot more freaked out by a woman that may have like 2, 3, 6 cats running around her apartment or her condo or her house, Terry.
But she has
stuffed animals, big deal. Actually, that could lead to the thought that this is a real kind of like freaky, kind of whacked out of her mind girl that gives you some pretty hot-ass, wild, abnormal sex.
All right.
What's the problem? What is stopping him? He got scared. That's all there is to it. Guys get scared. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to really put their finger on what the real problem was. Guys get performance anxiety, find the first thing they could use it as an excuse, and get the hell out of there. Could have been a lot worse than stuffed animals. Don't tell me that freaked you out and you all of a sudden decided you didn't want sex. Could have been stuffed humans.
Whoa!
God. Just push them out of the way.
And that shouldn't even stop you. You move aside.
Have you met Grandma? She doesn't talk much, but push her over.
But what if she was like, okay, so...
She's 34, and I realize that's a little bit up there for all these stuffed animals. But girls, that could be this. She could be one of these, like, naughty, wild, out-of-her-mind, freaky nympho girls that has all these stuffed animals, thinking she's got this little girl side, and then she turns to you right before you're about to stick, and then goes, my daddy used to spank my bare bottom.
Oh, boy.
And he gave me a stuffed animal every time.
Now he's dead. Will you take his place?
Oh, now
I think I'm going to have to go ahead and pass.
I mean, you're not loving that?
No.
Probably
You're
out.
not loving that? Tell me you're not loving that.
I'm going to pass.
You're crazy.
I think a woman like that leads to trouble.
Leads to trouble.
A lot of phone calls.
A lot of girls could lead to trouble, and there's a lot of reasons why it could lead to trouble. Stuffed animals doesn't give you any more of an indication of a girl that's potentially capable of leading to trouble than any other girl out there that's going to lead to trouble, and the majority of girls out there lead to trouble.
Wow!
If you're going to hold off on giving over what needs to be given because you're afraid that there may be a little trouble as a possibility, then you might as well not have sex with anyone.
I think stuffed animals might substitute as friends. Kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I think she has a little insecurity
I'm gonna
issues
pass.
there.
So you agree with this guy?
I do, yes.
I'm telling you.
I mean, I'm in no position to be turning down sex, but going to have to this time.
Guy just got scared for reasons that he hasn't even addressed in this letter. Performance anxiety. Men don't want to admit it, Terry. It's like penis enlargements. They don't want to admit it's going on.
Right.
But as I have many a time, you know, and I'm not sure I'm speaking for all men. I know this is a situation that I myself am aware of. But even before sex happens, Terry, on a particular night, I know minutes, even half hour, hours before it happens, if I'm going to have a good night or a bad night.
Okay.
And if I feel like I'm going to have a bad night performance-wise, I might be a little leery, especially with a girl that I'm giving it to for the first time. I don't want her to think I'm no good.
Right.
And I know some nights you feel like you're really going to, she's going to pay tonight. You know, she's going to, wow. You just know when you're on.
Okay.
Even before you get going. Now, maybe this guy, for some reason, identified this was one of those nights it wasn't going to be happening in a big-time way. And got a little performance anxiety, didn't want her telling all her stuffed animals about him, didn't want her telling any friends she has that he may be on his radar or whatever.
Right. Holy hobby looking at me that way.
But regardless, acknowledge that performance anxiety is a possibility and just work your way through it and give it your best.
You're in a room, you take her down.
That's right. You
Steven.
show her what a stuffed animal's all about.
What if
you give her Snuffleupagus right in the Steiner?
What if you go ahead and take her down or whatever?
What? Everyone's talking at the same time. What was that?
What if you go ahead? Thank you. What if you go ahead and take her down, like like you say you should? And
I said bring her the ruckus.
Okay, whatever.
He said bring her the ruckus, and I'm saying bring her the ruckus.
Okay.
You go ahead and you bring her the ruckus.
Yeah, you bring her the ruckus, and you're laying there.
You bring her the ruckus.
You bring her the ruckus.
That's very close. But go ahead.
Anyway, and the next thing you know, you think everything's cool. You think you did a good job, so because you're on, whatever.
And then you realize there's like 800 eyes staring at you.
No. And all of a sudden she starts, picking up each stuffed animal, and you have a little convert, and you realize that she's actually a little cuckoo.
Any psycho cuckoo, as you say, thing that she may do with her stuffed animals during the process, during the act of sex itself, Terry, is just nothing you can't just decide is way hot and naughty, and you just work it in.
No.
Just incorporate it, use it.
Use it.
She starts talking to her stuffed animals while she's being bent over. Use it.
Come here, boo-boo kitty.
Use it.
You like that, don't you?
Use it.
Guys.
Instead of deciding it freaks you out, Terry, use it as deciding it's part of her nymphomania, and it just adds to the fun. See, I think this entire scenario that this man has described in his email just adds to the fun of what might have been some very mediocre, lame-ass sex. He's not going to forget this night with the 800 stuffed animal eyes staring at every move he's making in that room.
Okay, well, let's say you utilize the stuffed animals as well, and all of a sudden you injure one, and she freaks out on you.
Use it. Use it.
No.
Well, why couldn't you say, well, I'm really into doing it in the living room, or take it out to there?
I am shocked that you, my friend, over here to my right, is saying that you would be freaked out by this.
I would.
Freaked out to the point where you're not giving her what she needs to be given there, what she's asking for, what she's dying for, what she needs to have. She's brought you to her condo. Yeah. She's expecting a big-time situation there, and you're walking out on her because of her stuffed animals?
Probably steal her weed and leave.
How do you know she's got weed?
You got to figure out which weed is under which stuffed animal's arm.
Right, that's a lot of stuffed animals you can look through.
I'm actually disappointed in myself, but I'm pretty sure I'd be out.
You'd be out. Oh, that is very disappointing.
Well, stuffed humans, I wouldn't bother.
To me, this scenario, yes, creates a lot of weirdness, and weirdness only creates just that much more fun.
Oh, all right.
Weirdness is welcomed. We welcome the weirdness to our sexual experience. Absolutely.
And you have a great story to tell.
Great story.
The dude fled on foot.
But he'd like another chance.
And now wants another chance. Well, you ain't getting another chance. She's having weird sex with somebody else who's loving every second of it now. 34-year-old woman with stuffed animals all over her bedroom. Everywhere you look is another stuffed animal. Yeah, he doesn't say the actual number of stuffed animals, but I'm picturing like at least 65 stuffed animals all over her room, Terry.
Sure, if they're lined up in the windows and the doors and everything else along the bed.
Is that bizarre behavior in itself, Terry, for a grown woman to have stuffed animals everywhere?
Yes.
She has a collection. She might have been able to explain that she was a collector or she had just an unbelievable fascination with stuffed animals as a child, and why get rid of them? Why give them to Goodwill when you don't have to?
I used to collect baseball cards, too, but I've moved on.
Right.
And don't touch them and don't move them from his spot.
I'm just asking, how weird is it really in and of itself, Terry? To have stuffed animals all over your bedroom. I guarantee you a lot of girls out there have stuffed animals. So what if you have 3? It's a lot less weird than having 60?
I think, you have the age. She's 34. That's very odd. And the number at that age is very odd. If you say she's a girl, say 18 to 23.
Right.
And she has a few that she's gotten, that's all right. But, I mean, once you pass, like 24, 25, and you start collecting like 60, 70, you're weird. I think it's just...
And once it looks like FAO shorts in your bedroom, it's time to move on.
It's odd.
1-866, I think you're all odd. 1-866-663-T-Man is our toll-free telephone number. And let's find out what the listeners think about this situation.
I think they'd rather have 3 cats, than all those stuffed animals.
This dude missed out. Yeah, then you get a claw in your anus. This dude...
It's all part of it. Just throw it in.
Use it.
Lay down and shuddy.
Oh, yeah.
Or lay back.
Lay back and shuddy, Stephen. You obviously didn't get your T-shirt. This dude missed out on what could have been the most carnival-like sex he ever would have experienced in his life.
All right.
This dude missed out on the most whirlwind, just toss each other around, throw her up against peach-haired Lorraine.
What? And then he doesn't ever need to call her again, just...
Every girl who has 65 stuffed animals has one named peach-haired Lorraine.
Okay.
All right, and peach-haired Lorraine always faces due east, so don't touch him. All right? Or her, whatever the case may be. All right. 1-866-663-T-Man, and let's start with... Let's go to Jed. Jed is waiting. Yes, Jed.
Yeah, T, I had a quick comment. This guy, he wasn't afraid of the dolls. He was afraid because he just got out of a long-term relationship, and he turned tail and ran.
The guys who are in long-term relationships are weird.
Done the nasty with...
Weird themselves, Terry. Long-term relationships that don't lead anywhere, those guys are weird. You want to talk about weird, Terry? Why would you invest in this long-term relationship and then get out of it and be all awkward and dating and then leave her because you think she's weird?
And then call her back and say you want to get with her again.
Yeah, you know what she's thinking? She's thinking this dude has a lot of nerve to be leaving me when I was taking him in as a charity case.
Wow.
Willing to lay back and shuddy. Believe me, no girl with 65 stuffed animals in a room is laying back, all right? She is throwing him all over the room.
Certainly not.
And he was afraid of it because he just got out of a long-term relationship.
That's right. That's the issue.
Were in his throat, and he turned tail and ran.
Jed knows. The issue is the guy got afraid. It had really nothing to do with the stuffed animals. He was looking for a reason to get the hell out of there. And he found one very good working reason. And that's all there is to it.
He had his comfort zone with his long-term girlfriend where, they did missionary every night at 8 o'clock. And after that, he had nowhere else to go. And,
exactly
he walked into this freaky girl's room who pretended like she's a teenager, and he thought she might, get busy like a teenager.
I don't think women really have a concept. I don't think women really understand to the level that a lot of guys out there, when it comes to sex, especially new sex, they get nervous. They don't want to put out a bad performance because they know it could get all over town. And that's not good.
No.
I've had that happen too many times.
Oh.
Word was out for a while there, and I had to do a lot of damage control.
There's even an article in the paper, I think.
Here, let me prove you.
1-866-663-T-Man. Matt, good morning.
How's it going, T?
What do you got?
Okay, all I have to say is this guy gay?
That is a great question. Is this guy gay, Terry? Was he not into women because he had it on a platter?
The thing is I just got out of
a stuffed animals.
I just got out of a long-term relationship, and I would have brought her the ruckus 6 times.
There you go. Thank you, Matt. Heather is calling. Good morning, Heather.
Hello.
Yes, Heather.
Hey, I don't know if it was so much as an anxiety for him. Maybe it was the difference between dolls or stuffed animals. If it was dolls, isn't that just a little more freaky?
Well, I don't think the average guy knows the difference, and there may have been a nice incorporation of dolls in this situation, but when it came down to this particular emailer, and if he has any nerve, maybe he can call in and we can discuss this further. Now, I know emailers like to keep their identity pretty much concealed, and that's why they email as opposed to calling, because they like the anonymity of it. But if what's his name, Michael, wants to call in and discuss this further, then we welcome him to do so. But Heather, trust me, Michael doesn't know the difference really between a stuffed animal and a doll. It's all the same.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just dolls are freaky looking, and stuffed animals are more like innocent.
Dolls are scary. Yeah, stuffed animals are cute.
Dolls are scarier than stuffed animals?
Yes, they are.
Like humans.
Yeah, because they're, yeah.
Well, let's slice it open and see if it's stuffed or a doll.
Wait, what if that dog Olaf is just sitting here?
It's under the bed. Heather, is it bizarre behavior for a grown woman, who's so grown that you're 34 years old now, to have a collection of stuffed animals and or dolls?
I think so.
It is bizarre.
I think it's bizarre. I mean, a couple, but like thousands of stuffed animals just sitting there.
So bizarre that you don't really have any kind of blame, or you don't condemn Matt, or what's his name, Michael, for bailing on this girl when sex was obviously on the docket here?
She probably didn't know what was going on. She was probably just like, she probably didn't know what he was thinking. Sure, he didn't tell her, you know, you're freaky. You may have too many dolls.
He made up a lame excuse, which could have made her imagination could have run wild. She could think of something way worse than him just getting freaked out over the dolls. She could have thought maybe he all of a sudden honed in on a whiff of her bunt or something like that, you know.
Wow.
Well, then that would be okay.
Yeah, she could only wonder why. Obviously, they were due to have sex, and then he ran like a scared rabbit. And that's why she's not taking his calls or anything. If she found out, if maybe, and Michael probably knows this better than anyone, if she finds out that the reason that he left that night was because of the stuffed animal, she may feel relieved.
She thinks he's the weirdo.
Bunny is calling. Good morning, Bunny.
Hey, what's up?
What do you got? Would you rather have a girl with a stuffed animal collection or a woman named Bunny in your lifetime?
I'm taking Bunny and not looking back.
Go ahead, Bunny.
Well, I have a kind of odd question, but I can only seem to like have an orgasm with my boyfriend if I think I'm somebody else. Is that weird?
If you think you're somebody else.
All right.
Yes. Well, I can only have an orgasm if I think of somebody else. But
that's nice.
That's more normal.
Yeah.
No, I think of my wife every time. You're right. What was your question again? Yeah. She has to,
the only way she can orgasm, yeah, she pretends, she role plays.
Like, who are you thinking of yourself being? Cleopatra, Anne of Cleves?
Like the neighbor girl?
Neighbor girl. You've seen the neighbor girl getting the mail earlier in the day. All of a sudden, you morph into her in the middle of sex, and that's what allows you to get over the top to having the climax that you so desperately need.
Right.
I'm
not actually open about this to my boyfriend.
Right. It's very common for somebody to think of somebody else as far as who their partner is.
Right,
This
right.
is weird. But to allow your mind to slip away to the point where you can't, you don't want to recognize that you are yourself, but you are somebody else is quite interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah.
So you've thought of yourself being the neighbor girl. Is she hot? She's obviously hotter than you. Okay. And who else have you considered yourself being?
Well, just like for instance. No, I mean just like, you know, the mistress, I guess.
Maybe there's something about the thought of your boyfriend. Is it your boyfriend that we're dealing with here or what?
Right.
Your boyfriend doing somebody else is what does it for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that is.
You like the thought of your boyfriend pounding the bottom out of some other woman?
Oh,
you love the thought of your boyfriend running some other girl's joints? That's what does it for you?
You watching this, Bunny?
Well, we can make a more realistic scenario happen for you if that's what you love.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Maybe you need to sit back in a chair and watch your boyfriend pound away on the neighbor girl. Maybe you'll find that brings you to, even greater heights. Why don't you give that a try?
I'm a little scared of doing that.
But your imagination is so good that you can convince yourself that you're not you, but you're somebody else?
Oh, yeah, I guess. Apparently it works.
All right, become somebody else right now.
Be your neighbor.
Be the neighbor girl right now. Let me hear what the neighbor sounds like. Go ahead. What? You're so able to do it during sex? What? This is you lost your concentration? You can't do it during a phone call?
Oh, it takes a lot of concentration.
Well, but how he makes a good point. How do you do that? How do you,
She feels like she sees all of a sudden in herself the neighbor girl. She Yes. What does the neighbor girl? What does the neighbor girl think and do that you convince yourself that you are her?
Well, there's not actually a neighbor girl. I'm just saying for instance.
She's just a hypothetical lady.
Right.
Bummer for you.
Who else do you become? You have a lot of stuffed animals, don't you?
Yeah, lots of bunnies.
I do, actually, but I'm only 23, so I'm not past that borderline yet.
All right, well, there are a lot of women that don't want to admit it, but they love the thought of being able to not only think about, but watch their boyfriend bringing another woman to ecstasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to her.
She almost passed out the thought of that, Terry.
Oh, no.
My boyfriend's a lucky guy.
It's a nice fantasy, but I don't think she really, truly wants that.
No, that's not what I want.
Fantasy, she would like to keep it a fantasy.
Do you share these thoughts with your boyfriend? Because it may turn him on even more than it's turning you on. Man, I didn't know I was doing her. Wow, I'm really getting into this.
Would you like me to scream her name?
This chick's hot. Yeah, would you like, when you become the neighbor girl, quote unquote, would you like him to scream this supposed neighbor girl's name that's other than yours, or what?
No. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, you are obviously someone that needs to get creative to get off. And most people do, and you're finding the way to do it.
Great. So there's nothing wrong with me.
No.
Sweet.
There's everything right with you. Okay, bunny?
Good to know, huh?
Yes. She's our little bunny, Terry.
She is.
Hop along, buddy. Hop along.
I wish she was a Cinnabunny. That would get me off. Yeah. Works every time.
1-866-663 T-Man back with more calls. Stuffed animals.
Odd.
Got hotshot bailing on the stuffed animal girl. I'm telling you, man. You guys are passing up on a lot of potential freaky sex.
I picture a lot of freaky stuff.
This girl can't help but give you freaky sex, the stuffed animal collector. She knows no other way.
And she becomes a stalker and...
She's just cute. She's a nice girl.
Take your chances.
Those animals are stuffed with human organs.
She ain't laying back like a dead fish. She's got all kinds of tricks she wants to show you.
How about you disappear? Do that one.
Well, if there's time and place for that, yes.
The T-Man Show
returns after this.
Get ready. Lee.
Hello?
Lee.
Hello?
Is this Lee?
This is Lee. What
What's
it do?
up, Lee?
Not much. Finally made it onto the show, man. How you
Yes,
doing?
welcome. Sorry for the long wait. What do you got?
Oh, I just wanted to comment on that dude that punked out with the chick. I would have went for the gold, man. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird as long as she got ID, look 35. Man, I'm for it.
Punked out is a good way to put it, Terry. There's no other way around it than the guy just freaked out for no reason. Guys have put up with a lot worse. Guys have worked through a lot bigger minefields than a couple of stuffed animals. You can't get through that. Hang her down, Terry. Well, then that's your problem. That ain't her problem.
All right.
All right?
I got it.
Lee's willing to put up with a lot more than that.
Yeah, I'm going to dish it to her, man.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's not like there was
And when I'm
animals,
done
a
with
dog or a
you,
cat or what.
when I'm done with you, line up your 10 toughest stuffed animals, and I'll do it to them too.
Take them down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it wasn't like a house pet or nothing. It was some dolls. Not like they're going to see them when the lights are off.
Any one house pet, Terry, is more than acceptable.
Oh, jeez.
But you start bringing multiple house pets, and that becomes way more of a situation. All right? Not that that's by any means a situation that's going to stop the situation.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
Keon is calling from Oakland this morning. Yes, Keon.
Good morning, T-Man.
How are you, love?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Yes, thanks for asking. Mm-hmm.
I'm just calling to tell you that I enjoy listening to your show every morning when I go back and forth to work. And I think you got a sexy voice.
She's made it like she's been listening for years, Terry.
I know.
She's already acting as though she's been listening for years. Keon, we've been on, let's see now, a week and 2 days, and she's already a loyal listener, Terry. Yay. I'm telling you, man, Keon is representing a big situation happening right now, Terry. We used the situation a couple of times as well. There's a lot of situations going on, but the situation I'm now referring to is there's some big things going on in the Bay Area, Ray, Terry. And Wild has done well in the past, but we're on the verge of blowing up to the point where this is going to be the #1 radio station in the Bay Area without a doubt, Terry. It's going to happen.
I believe it is.
It's going to happen. And when it does, Keon's going to remind me that she was there from the beginning.
Yep.
And we're going to take all the Bay Area listeners, and we're going to go somewhere cool.
Okay.
Whether we go to Las Vegas or Mexico or someplace to celebrate. But it's going to happen. Thank you, Keon.
You're welcome.
All right. I can feel it already, Terry.
All right.
I don't know if you're feeling it. I don't think you're feeling much this morning. You seem kind of dead over there, but I'm feeling it.
Quite the buzz.
All right? I don't need you to back me up, Steven. I got it all down here. The whole station is blowing up, whether you realize it or not. They got Christy now in middays.
Mm-hmm.
St. John has been there and has been doing it for a long time, and he knows what's going on. The straw that stirs the drink stuck around at night, and he's not going to regret that. And Wild 94.9 has done well in the past. There's no doubt about that, and they're doing okay now as far as ratings as they stand right now. But whether you realize it or not, big things are going on here, Terry. And when it does happen, 6, 9 months, a year tops from now, when this station is the #1 station in the Bay Area, where they belong being, Terry, we are going to celebrate, because I know no other way to deal with a big-time situation like this but to celebrate it, Terry.
Right.
And whether it's Vegas with loads of hookers, bring on the STDs, who knows what, Terry, we are going to celebrate that moment when it does happen.
Okay.
Okay?
Bring stuffed animals, too.
Whatever you need. But it's going to happen, and we're going to celebrate it when it does.
All right.
And even before it happens, because I know it's happening already, and it's just a matter of time before the numbers prove that out, I'm feeling this Oakland thing too, Terry. And these Oakland girls are really starting to get me fired up. And we were in the Bay Area last week. We're in Seattle this week, and then back to the Bay Area. And maybe not next time we go down, because it may be too short notice, but sometime soon after that, we're doing all the shows from Oakland.
Wow.
I don't know what kind of studio, what kind of setup. They can just throw a folding table out in the street, and that's fine with me. Throw a folding table and a few microphones out on the street, and we're doing the shows from Oakland, Terry.
All right.
L.A. face with an Oakland booty.
Bring 'em on.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Because it's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
I know.
I'm not playing games here. I'm not going to lie to you either. If it wasn't happening, I'd tell you it wasn't happening, but I feel it already. You hear it, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel it. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. What a shame. All the other radio stations are probably like, yeah, I feel it happening. I wish there was something we could do about it.
I know.
Maybe he'll let us come.
And there's
Mexico
nothing they can do about it. And they ain't coming to Mexico with us either.
We'll bring the hookers.
They ain't coming to Mexico either. These other radio stations that know it's happening and are trying to figure out a way to diffuse it, and they cannot. There's nothing anyone can do about it. And it's just a matter of time before the ratings prove it, and Wild 94.9 is the #1 radio station in the Bay Area. Now, here in Seattle, Terry, Cube 93 is already the #1 station. We've been the #1 station for years.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yes.
And that feels good. But there's nothing like this new wave, this new momentum of going to #1 in a new area, Terry. It's happening. Keon knows it. Jesse, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, T-Man? How's everybody going?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
What can we do for you, sir?
I just wanted to comment on that guy, like old boy said earlier, who punked out.
He's calling from Oakland, too, by the way, Terry. You're calling from Oakland, too, aren't you, Jesse? It's happening, Terry. I can't stop this thing.
Not only for the ladies, but the men, too.
I didn't do that on purpose, I swear to you. I just can't stop this thing. Whatever this thing is, I can't stop it.
I better jump on and enjoy the ride.
Oh, wow, Terry. I bet you said that a couple of times in there. Jesse, what can we do for you, sir?
Hey, T-Man, I'll tell you like this. Hey, I'd have lined all those teddy bears up and put them before an audience and let them see how we do it.
Set up a gallery.
Oh, they're throwing tomatoes at me.
That's right, whatever. Hey, you can throw all the tomatoes you want as long as I'm bringing it. Yes. I didn't even know, Terry, these Oakland listeners talk to us as if they've known us for years. We're part of the family already, Terry. The dysfunctional family. Dave Go ahead, Dave. Josh. How far behind are we? I went on a whole diatribe, now I'm way behind. Yes, Josh, quick. 10 seconds. What do you want me to hold you on here?
Go ahead.
All right, hang on. What do you want to say? You have something to say real quick?
What?
All right, never mind.
Guess not.
Come back after these words, Terry. Got all worked up here for a second. Uh-huh. Why are you looking at the floor?
I'm not.
Okay. You all right?
You want me to stare you down?
Yes, that'd be nice.
Okay.
The T-Man Show.
Returns after this.
Get ready!
Ashley Simpson sizzles up the stage in London tonight for her debut as Roxy Hart in the musical Chicago.
Wow, I'm sorry I'm going to have to miss that.
All the way to London, huh?
If I could zap and be there, Terry, if only I could. Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's probably sold out, though, right?
Too bad. That's what I'm longing for, to see Ashley Simpson on stage in the London's version of Cats. What is it now?
Chicago.
Yes.
Same difference.
Okay. Cats. Actually, that would come right behind my desire to stab my right testicle with a knitting needle.
Really?
Whoa. Yes.
Oh, boy.
But it's still up there, Terry.
Okay.
Yes.
Big sis Jessica is already in town and will be in the audience tonight cheering on Ashley.
We're sisters. We got to be there for each other. Oh. We can have the other people that we're competitive with, but not each other.
No, you don't look like sisters. You certainly aren't the hot one.
Well, she's getting all kinds of... Yeah, she is. That plastic surgery.
Working really hard. Believe me, I've seen some of the changes to Ashley. But she doesn't look... She looks mannequin-like. And that's an improvement. Not going to deny it. But she definitely doesn't look all so natural there, Terry.
Right. I hope she doesn't do much more.
Oh, jeez. You can't stop after you get into it.
So they say.
It becomes, an
addictive.
addiction. It becomes some cycle you can't break out of. Need something done today. What else is on your pile of stuff, Cherry? What else do you have before I go back to the phones?
Well, in a strip club sting at Sugar's in North Seattle.
Oh, I love a strip club sting.
Oh, yeah. 16-year-old girl.
Sugar's right across the street from the Drift On In. I'm very aware of it, Terry.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Pretty familiar?
Oh.
Did you ever drift on in?
It's hard for me just to drift. Yes. You play a little Hold'em.
A 16-year-old girl was one of the 15 women that was arrested there.
Wow.
Yes.
So does that mean like she won't be there today or what?
I don't think so. She was actually released to her grandmother.
Her grandmother, she's probably like 35, right?
Yeah, probably.
Really hot.
Everyone else was booked into jail except for her.
She gets off.
Well.
Oh, geez. Because she was 16 and she wasn't supposed to be there, and that's more the proprietor's fault than her fault. She doesn't know what she's doing. You're 16 and not to do it. I don't know how I wound up here all straddling these men and grinding on all the packages I can handle.
Well, apparently she lied about her age.
Some that I can't either.
Yeah.
She lied about her age?
Yes, that's what they're saying. And the police are saying that she was one of those violating the law by performing a full contact lap dance, straddling a detective.
Oh, a detective had to go and check the situation.
Well, it's a sting. They're undercover.
Yeah, I'll take this one, Bob.
And make sure she was really doing it. Let's invite all the precinct down.
How do you learn from a lap dance that she's 16? How do you have to go as far as you, the police officer, getting a lap dance to determine, oh, yeah, this is the 16-year-old we've been looking for? Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure that, in the conversation that you have with the young lady, you somehow,
like, hey,
how old are you?
Can you drive me to my hotel? What? You can't drive?
Right,
You're under arrest.
Right.
Probably once she was busted, that's when they figured it out.
Yeah, probably.
The braces.
The braces.
Middle school ASB card.
Something tells me these police assignments are getting more and more spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. How are you supposed to, do an undercover sting if you don't pretend you're a patron?
You can bust the joint. You can get all the evidence you need without getting yourself a lap dance. But that would ruin the fun of the big sting operation that you're on. I'm just a little jealous, that's all.
Okay.
Yes.
So do your own sting then.
I mean, would it be inappropriate to go to, what's the place that was busted?
Sugar's?
And to ask the door guy whether the 16-year-old's working today?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Don't think she'll be back.
The door guy usually has a lot of info.
Oh, she's right over there, yeah. Feel free.
And I'm always the guy at the strip club, Terry, to ask the door guy about 15 questions. before I pay my $20 cover.
Right.
Boy, your ponytail looks great, door guy.
What kind of questions do you ask?
Yeah, what kind?
I want to ask how many women are there. I don't really ask questions, but if I did, how many women are here tonight? How many are big timers? How many are willing to leave the club with clients?
Right.
How many of you bouncers are willing to look the other way when an arrangement is made such as that? All these questions and many more asked of the door guy if I actually were a question asker.
Now, do you also ask which ones he, prefers or
No,
would
because his
recommend?
opinion means nothing to me.
Oh,
He's
all right.
a door guy.
Okay. But you'll ask him
Dumb as a
everything
door
else.
Guy. All right?
Oh, geez.
Door guy's the last to know. Last to know anything.
Oh, I highly recommend this one. Mercedes is the
Well,
best.
shut your ass and let me find out for myself and stop ruining my fun. I want to spend the whole night trying to figure out which one the 16-year-old is. Now that you told me, I might as well go home. A 16-year-old was part of the 15-female crew.
Yes.
Was she one of the ugly ones?
I don't know.
It's nice they let her go, though. They didn't.
Well, to Grandma.
Well, but still, there's no legal ramifications for doing that.
Now, what is Grandma's responsibility when she picks you up at the strip club after being told by the police that your granddaughter was dancing underage? You pull up in the Subaru and you sit your granddaughter down in the passenger seat, and what is your responsibility as Grandma?
You don't get any supper for grinding on a cop.
I told you.
And that $5 check I was going to write you for Christmas is out the window.
Yeah, you screwed that one up, didn't you?
I told you should have taken the job at Deja Vu with me.
I know.
Now, can we be serious for a second here?
Oh, yeah.
Your 16-year-old granddaughter has just been released to your custody because it's been told to you on the phone that she was part of a sting operation. A cop, just moments before the phone call was made, was being grinded on by your 16-year-old granddaughter.
Full lap dance.
Full-on lap dance.
Oh, sorry.
Simulating a sex act.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She stimulated every inch of his nightstick. And your responsibility as Grandma is what?
To tell her that's not good.
Oh, nice. I mean, just
well, I think
hand you your grandma card. You're ready for the job.
Probably ground her.
I mean, Terry, I'm just wondering because you're due to be a grandma in about 5 years.
Sure. Planning on it.
Want to make sure you're ready.
Hoping maybe 2, actually.
Oh, with a device like that? No, that's not good.
No. Well, I mean, I think that as a grandmother, I mean, what can you do, really? I mean, you've tried. You've tried to help the mom, and obviously that's not working.
So you have that silent, no words spoken drive home?
Sure. If you want to ruin your life and be a slut and a hooker, go for it.
All you do is you give a quick glance over to the passenger seat and say, wipe off that makeup.
And she'll say, screw you, Mom, I've been stripping for a while, or Grandma for a while, I mean, she's obviously,
She's past the point of return, is what you're saying. So you might as well just let her.
She'll run away. Guarantee you, she'll get back to Grandma's house, and the next thing you know, she'll say, thanks for the ride, I'm out of here.
That's probably why she's living with her in the first place, because she ran away.
Right, and I'm going to my pimp boyfriend.
Wow. Oh. Before that, we're going over the river and through the woods to my house. Anyway.
So
I'll make you some cookies. All will be fine.
What big teeth do you have, Grandma?
Oh. The better to chomp on your neck with, baby.
Wow.
Anyway, that's
what do you do?
a very, very interesting set of circumstances there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that none of our listeners called us. There's a 16-year-old dancing at a strip club. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Now, all the clients that got lap dances are all under arrest for improper touching of a minor.
I was wondering about that. I mean,
that would be the detective then.
Right.
He was the one receiving it.
I'm not sure she's the one yet. You need to play another song, Mr. DJ.
Yeah.
Not ready to bust her.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
We're doing God's work here.
What else? What else is going on in our world that needs to be talked about? What else?
I thought this was actually kind of interesting. A new study shows that breast implants have been linked to a significantly higher suicide rate among women.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of worries me a little. But
What's Grandma going to say about that? Sue, you're on the air.
Hey, at that time I moved away from Seattle like 4 years ago almost, and I have missed you so much. And my husband, who goes down to the Bay every day to work, he heard that you guys were on 94.9.
Well, where you living? Where you living now?
Sacramento now.
And you're listening this morning in Sacramento?
Yeah, on the computer because they have the live cast on the computer, but I got you on the car radio.
Yeah, that's another deal with streaming now, Terry. I always refuse to allow this show to be streamed, but they got me like dead to rights now, Terry, because I can't control what they're doing in the Bay Area when we're up here, and I can't control you. So I just said, you know what, everyone can stream now.
Stream alive.
See, that's another. I'm not even going to get into it, but go ahead. Yes, go ahead,
I'm
sir.
glad, because if they weren't on the internet, I couldn't really listen to you.
Well, that's good. Well, I understand
I missed you.
I understand the concept.
Really.
Mm-hmm. So we're back now, baby.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Well,
yes.
let me tell you, once you have T-Man, you never go back.
Oh,
right?
That's very nice of you to say, but that's not true. Unless you're talking about the radio. All right. Anyway, what are you going to do at 10 o'clock? You're going to continue to listen, obviously, but what other sites are you going to visit since you have the privacy going on in your home with your boyfriend at work? What other things do you do in the privacy of your own Sacramento home?
Things I'm not allowed to say on the air?
I never heard of such a thing. So just tell me what you're doing, because I need to know.
I'm playing computer games, waiting for my kids to get home from school.
Oh, that's hot. All right, thank you.
What kind of computer games, though?
So dirty.
Yeah.
16-year-olds at the strip club, huh, Terry?
Yes.
Oh, it's just wrong. But if it wasn't so wrong, it wouldn't be so right. Spencer! I don't even know what I'm saying. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I don't know. Yes, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yes, Spencer. Now, let me ask you this.
What's that?
Since Spencer has taken time to fumble with the phone, you're a...
Hey, T-Man.
You're a patron of a strip club, and you find out that there's been a 16-year-old stripper on the menu of stars. You, as the client,
yes.
How do you receive this information? Are you bothered by the fact that you could be duped by the customer, owner of the strip club relationship? Do you feel like you've been had, or are you thanking them and
you're wishing you've been had?
And you're contributing.
Well, actually, I don't want a 16-year-old, but Terry made a good point that the grandmother tried to help the mother, and the problem is you're not allowed to really whoop your kids anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's kind of rough to...
But you're saying if there's one case that deserves a good whooping, this is the one.
Yeah,
this 16-year-old needs to be
whooping her ass.
This 16-year-old needs to be beaten all the way home. Here's now you're agreeing with this caller, Terry. A second ago you're saying don't even yell at her because she may run away. So which way is it?
It's still, even if you beat her ass all the way home, she's still going to get home and say, thanks for the ass whooping. I'm out the door anyway. You can do both. It's not going to help the situation.
Pick a side and go with it, Terry.
But he makes a good point because he's right. The ass whooping should have started when she was young.
Spencer, you as a potential, and I'm sure it's not just potential, I'm sure you've been many a strip club's client. You as a strip club goer, you find out you were just grinded on. Moments after you just got a lap dance, your 16-year-old stripper, little did you know she was 16, was taken down to the floor and handcuffed. What are you thinking? Are you thinking that you've been wronged by the strip club for allowing yourself to be in that situation, and you're mad because you've been duped? Or are you thinking, man, sure hope I get duped again?
Not with a 60-year-old.
So you're bothered. That's my question. You're bothered by the fact that you were just grinded on by a 16-year-old.
At least while the police are there.
Yeah. I don't think that's...
Well, that's not my question, though. My question is, really inside, how are you feeling about this, Spencer?
I feel cheated.
You feel violated to some degree.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, I know he's not.
If you think about it, state of Washington will charge you for that.
Well, I don't think they're going to be charging because the knowledge was not there.
Right.
When you go to a strip club, you expect your strippers to be at least 18.
Right.
So, Spencer, you're not going to... I mean, we joked about that earlier, but that's not going to happen. But I'm asking your true feelings. You said you feel somewhat violated and you're a little bit angry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that because there may be some friends of yours listening? Or is that...
I'm saying that because I have a 16-year-old.
Oh, okay. Well, then it hits closer to home than maybe it needs to hit for this question to be really answered by honest men out there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you violated? Are you angry? Does the strip club owe you one?
Oh, yeah. Coupon for a free dance.
I know.
I mean, what is really going on the mind of the men that found out that, oh, man, I was like her regular.
I think that men who are her regular and they find out that she's 16 are not disappointed. They're not
disappointed.
No.
They don't feel seedy. They don't feel like even though they're not going to be arrested, they've done something wrong. They don't feel violated.
They probably wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah, they wouldn't be surprised. And in the back of their mind, they were kind of hoping. They're like, God, oh, yes.
Well, I think it would depend on how she looked.
It was just part of her game to say she was 16 to the people. But she really was.
Right.
D, it's your turn. Go ahead. D.
Hello?
Yes, D.
Yeah, I think I would claim plausible deniability on that one.
Plausible deniability, yes. And you would get away with that with no problem. This is not your issue as the client of this particular establishment.
Exactly. Yes. And I agree with Spencer.
Even though you have the baseball card of every stripper that's in the club, and it says that her date of birth is in 91.
Right. So I think
you didn't know!
She's 5-1 on turf, by the way.
That's right.
I think that the state took away a lot of parents' rights with their kids. So a lot of kids get away with a lot of stuff these days.
True.
Okay. That's a deep thought there.
So 20 years ago, it was okay to beat your kids?
And they weren't becoming strippers at 16 20 years ago.
Should beat them like the detective did.
Casey, you're up.
What's up, T?
How are you, Casey?
I'm doing good, man.
What can we do for you, sir?
Well, T, I moved here about a year ago, man, and, a handsome man.
Okay. Nobody was asking, but thanks for telling us.
Handsome man.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I was seeing this escort for a while.
You were seeing an escort?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
How
old?
How old? She's 33.
Oh, okay.
And, no, she's not 16, man.
Do we know her?
Hey, man, you might know her, man.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, let me take this.
Leave it alone.
Let me take this call off the air, Terry. Mr. Miggs is calling. Mr. Miggs?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, Meggie?
Yeah. Hey, is this T-Man?
Yes, it is.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. Is this your first time calling, Mr. Miggs?
Yeah.
I see you're calling from Oakland.
Yep.
I'm wondering if you're a first-time caller.
Yep.
You sound a little nervous, Mr. Miggs. Are you, is this story hitting close to home for you? Do you have a 16-year-old you want to tell us about, or what?
Yeah, actually, I had some horror stories about that in the past, actually. But
this is not the first 16-year-old to be dancing in a club and to either confuse the club owner, or maybe he wasn't so confused, but she was just too good to pass up.
Sure, we all know that, yes.
Yeah, I had some house parties back in the day where I, came across the wrong girl in the party.
The wrong girl.
Mr. Miggs, maybe you're confused. This is not a confessional now that you are required to give us the goods, but continue on.
Yeah, my opinion on this is, the way I feel is there's a lot of girls out there.
Well, thanks for the thoughts.
Wow.
Hope you call again soon, Mr. Miggs.
A lot of them, huh?
It doesn't feel that way on Friday night around 3 a.m., though.
Yeah, you could be at a club, you could be at a party, whatever it is. And, you come across a girl that she look like she's like 21 years old, but she could be 14, 16, whatever.
More and more these days, be you in Oakland, be you in Tacoma, be you in Everett, Terry, be you in anywhere in the world, Sacramento.
Right.
You need to be aware of the fact that young ladies are looking less like young ladies than ever before. And as much appreciation as you may have with that notion, Terry, it can get you in a lot of trouble. And Mr. Miggs is on top of the situation at all times.
You got that right, man.
Yes.
That's where the parents come in, though, too.
Yes. Mr. Miggs, are you a married man?
No, actually, I'm not. I'm engaged, but no, I'm not married. No.
You're engaged, but what's engaged, really?
What does that mean?
Right. So do you have a wedding date set?
No, I was kind of saving up,
You have an idea, and she's like buying that you can't get married until you save up a little bit? Yeah, a lot of guys are able to pull that one over. Oh, yeah.
Well, honey, I had to dip into the savings for the wedding. Sorry.
Do you have a place in mind in Oakland or somewhere that you want to get married when it actually... Yeah, like it's going to ever... when it actually happens?
You know, I had one of those girls that wants a really, really expensive wedding. You know, like one of those like Prince Charming type, you know, Cinderella weddings. You know.
Yeah. And if you can't have Prince Charming, you got to go for Mr. Miggs, Terry.
So you're trying your best to make her dream come true?
So you got to save a lot of money to give her this wedding, this elaborate, lavish wedding that she desperately needs. Why is that so important to her? Isn't her getting Mr. Miggs to say I do lavish enough? Isn't her getting to know that she is a married woman to the great Mr. Miggs enough that she's more than willing to even take it to the courturhouse?
Yeah, actually,
not even close to you.
Actually, I am pretty great, actually.
I think we've been on the air long enough with you to realize that, Mr. Miggs. That goes without saying.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Mr. Miggs is my hip-hop alias.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was your first given name. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a rapper out here in the Bay.
Mr. Miggs Thompson. Well, it's good to know you, Mr. Miggs, and we hope to hear from you again real soon. How much do you have saved up, by the way? Shake your piggy bank. Go ahead.
I probably got 1,000 towards it.
$1,000, Terry.
That's great. 5 people can eat.
So in 20 years, honey, we'll be able to get married.
How far do you feel you need to go to give this fiancé of yours the wedding that she has envisioned in her mind?
I'm thinking like 35, 40K at least.
Uh-huh. Wow. And you have estimated that you'll have that 35, 40K by...
Well, I'm 50 years old, probably.
50 years old.
Yeah.
By the year 35 or 40.
Yeah.
Well, that's
by the time I retire, I should have it.
That takes a lot of pressure off you, doesn't it, Mr. Miggs?
Honey, we've got plenty of time for that big wedding.
Yeah, I don't have that 40,000 that you need.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Miggs.
All right, man.
That's Mr. Miggs, Terry.
That is Mr. Miggs.
Yes. Mr. Miggs is saving.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Wow.
Okay. I got a nice little stash for my divorce, I think, down the road. No, just in case. You never know.
Gotta
You're
save.
smart.
Yeah. He doesn't have enough to get divorced yet, Terry. But when he saves enough,
oh, yeah,
he's going to have one of the best divorces of all time.
Come on, 16-year-old.
Big shindig.
And Mr. Miggs, I hope you know that as much as you've planned for and as much as you've saved already, you're going to have to save that much more now that we're invited to the wedding.
Oh.
Yes.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I like lots of pigs in a blanket, so you better be serving. All right.
The T-Man Show
returns after this.
Get ready! Oh, Jodeci, Terry. And then what happened? Deflaked out and they went to Casey and JoJo? Is that the way it went down?
I think so.
They had to give up the name Jodeci? They couldn't just, like, call themselves Jodeci Light or something like that?
Yeah, they should have. That would have helped, probably. Who knows where Devontae is these days?
Well, I was wondering the same myself. Let's see here. Not really. Text pages roll in at 97373, don't you know? That's 97373. And somebody writes, just curious, Stephen, how were your ratings after the first week in the Bay? Well, it doesn't really work that way. It's not like TV.
Right.
Ratings come out basically once a month, and we won't really know how we're doing in the Bay ratings-wise until, and then the first 3 months really don't count because it's a whole, it's hard to explain. But I guess technically the first ratings that reflect on us will come out in November, but then the first ratings that really will make any kind of impact will be more like February-ish. Right. And then we'll have an idea of where we stand and where we're headed and how long it'll take to be number one.
No.
So don't put the helicopter pad until February. Okay. So I had the cement.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to do that yourself or hire out?
Yeah, I'm going to try to cut corners on a helicopter pad.
You can put the helicopter pad in.
I'll be spreading it myself, yes.
9:20 in 26 seconds, somebody writes, I'll spank that 16-year-old for you. It's just for the show, though, T-Man.
Sure.
It's just for the sake of the show. 9:12 and 53 seconds, somebody writes, maybe the mom was one of the other ones arrested, and that's why she had to drive home with the grandma. They're referring to that story you read earlier about a strip club being busted and a 16-year-old being a part of the stripper crew that had to have her grandma pick her up and take her home.
Yep.
9:04 and 45 seconds, somebody writes, I love football season. My son's coaches are effing hot. The louder they yell, the wetter I get.
Whoa, really?
Signed, Terry Free. Want to give her a call?
I do, yes.
It's not your team,
Should we give her a call?
okay?
Should we give her a call and thank her for her text page, Terry?
Sure.
It's all the least we can do every once in a while is call one of these texters back and thank them.
Yes.
For texting.
It's nice of you.
You know what I'm thinking of doing?
Oh, jeez.
No.
Maybe do a little Bay Area and Seattle wife swap, T-Man style, Terry.
Oh, that's a crazy show.
You ever watch that show?
I have.
Wife swap?
It's kind of...
Is there a lot of sex on that show?
Oh, no. That's not what it's about.
Oh, we're having a lot of sex on the T-Man.
The T-Man's wife swap?
Well, is that possible? Is that something that, what do they do on wife swap? They send the guy or the woman?
No, the wife. The wife always goes.
All I know is a show called Wife Swap.
No, it is. It's
and I'm thinking
it's good, but it's kind of, you get nervous because they criticize one another after they've been there for a week or two.
Yeah, I really don't see that for this person. But I see like two dudes, one from the Bay and one from this area that we're in this week, Terry, swapping lives.
Oh, wow.
Volunteers from the Bay and volunteers from the Northwest. Willing to, in a blind fashion, offer their husbands to go to the other area for mounds of sex with that person's family.
Wow.
With the family?
With the wife. With the wife and maybe any other...
But I'm only 6, you crazy.
Maybe any other stragglers that may be nearby that want a part of it.
Okay, sisters, maybe.
It's just a thought, Terry. It's a work in progress. It just came to my mind when I was dialing here.
That would definitely be interesting. I bet you get a lot of takers.
Oh, I bet we know.
Is this a 425 number by chance?
It's a
25, in your dream.
A 253
number. Damn it.
Sorry.
Let's see where we're going here.
Calling the dirty South.
She obviously has her phone off and is embarrassed of what she's written. Oh, no, it's ringing. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is Diane and Hands-Free Housekeeping.
Oh, boy.
Whoa, oops.
Hands-free.
Yeah.
That's the only time she has her hands-free, Terry. Normally, she's hands-on. That she ain't answering her phone.
No.
I think if someone's going to clean my house, I'd prefer they use their hands.
Okay. I know it'll get clean
Watch her
that
sweep
way.
with their feet must be kind of weird.
That would be quite entertaining, though.
This takes too
Even
long.
more exciting, I'm putting a couple of dust rags on her nipples and go to town.
I'm paying by the hour here. Speed her up, Chief.
Slide her across the floor.
Yeah.
You gonna speed her up or slow it really down? So she loves football season.
I guess so. She does.
And
right?
she gets really highly aroused and motivated, if you know what I mean, when she hears her son's football coaches yelling up a storm. Especially, not just yelling when they slap her son around. Oh, is that high?
Do it again.
Yeah, you good for nothing. That really gets her going.
Jeez.
Go play soccer, wuss.
Field hockey, more like it.
God.
Look how turned on your freaking mom is. What a pathetic soul she is.
Oh, goodness.
Sitting up in the crowd, twisting your nipples. Yes, yell louder. Is that something that is going on more often than you might think, Terry? All these moms watching these football coaches this time of year with their sons trying to make the team, doing well, being the superstar quarterback. Are these moms getting turned on or what?
It sounds like it.
All right. Thanks for the thought. Thanks for participating, yes.
I'll do a survey.
Wife swap, you like that?
Yeah, I do. I think, like I said, I think you'll get a lot of takers.
Nah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Any chance for the husband to get away from their wife for however long? Is that how you're going to do it?
I don't know.
Because they'd be like, yes.
Just starting to think about it. You got to have these men and these wives willing to allow their men to go to someone else's home in a different state. And what are they doing on Wife Swap? For like a week?
I think so, yeah.
And for a week, when you sign up, you're giving full access to allow your husband to have intercourse as much as he pleases with the wife who's in the other area.
So all parties have to be involved. So the wife has to know it's a different guy.
Huh? I haven't thought that far. I don't even know what he said, but yeah, I haven't thought that far.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff we can do now that we have access to a big-time new audience here, Terry.
Sure.
The possibilities are endless. Okay, man of ideas. Anyway.
Send some wife from Bellevue down to Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
And
great.
And a husband from Oakland up to Bellevue.
There you
go.
Sounds like a deal.
All right.
All right, we'll start at, what's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, starting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Find me some takers. Man the phones. All right.
The T-Man Show.
Returns after this.
Yeah!